It's starting. Okay. Welcome back, everybody, to Ambush at Dragon's Peak. No, it's Dragon's Cove, not Dragon's Peak. We're on a cove. Welcome to the Cove. We're Cove maxing. Last we left off, everybody was having a very horrible time in the Littoral Nell Keep. They went on a bit of a ghost tour, which was just all a fake ghost tour, but then some of you had to confront your demons in a literal sense. A bit of pretense. I'm not going to sing that. But Paper had his own little adventure going on, which none of you guys know about in character. Oh, and Proas's character, Iraq, had a very pleasant evening talking to his old master, his force ghost of his old master. All of you gain... All of you gain the benefits of a long rest. So go ahead and hop over to your character sheets, have that opened up, and go over where it says long rest. Click that. It says take long rest. You get all your shit back.
Yay.
Yay. You wake up to the sound of crashing waves on the nearby ocean, the smell of sea salt in the air. You find your way back out from the keep, walking the short distance away into Littoral Nell. It's the early morning, so all of the fishermen are out catching their keep before the sun has risen. Normally, Iraq, you'd be doing that as well, but you've been a bit diverted.
A little bit.
You remember your mission. You remember? Oh, I should probably turn you guys up a bit. I have some of you turned down a little low.
Low.
Oh, it was only Paper. I had him turned down. Everybody else seems to...
Yeah, Paper.
I had to turn you the fuck down at some point. I don't remember for what. But now I can hear you. It's the early morning. Your tummies are rumbling. You're in the mood for a nice meal as you walk back down to Littoral Nell, the nice little fishing village and port town, the last stop of known civilization before you travel further north to the savage kingdoms of the nomadic tribes in these godless realms. I still have neglected to put the world map in the Roll20, so you're not going to see it. Oh, and for the spectators, does anybody want to share their perspective? Do I have a regular for this group? Is it Paper?
It's usually me.
Oh, it's MoCo, right. Do you want to stream your Roll20 for everybody so they can have something to look at?
Yes, let me close all my school tabs first.
He's studying as we're playing D&D.
I'm open.
So I'm going
to do my discussion post before we started. Application. Okay.
All good?
Yep, should be good.
All right. I remembered to mute myself. Okay. Let's see here. So, you remember 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐭, the druid who recruited you on her little job, said to meet up at the Father's Drink Inn. But that's not for a long time now. That'd be in the evening. You can still go there for breakfast if you're up for it. But there's also a whole little town that you can explore at your own whims.
All right, so are we all awake at this point? Awake and ready?
Where did I wake up?
So, most of you woke up in the fort. Kadash, you woke up in Iraq's hut next to Houdini, the gripply frog guy who is resting himself up, resting his wounds away.
Okay.
So, what do you
All
do?
right.
How are you feeling?
I guess I will. So I will tell everyone with me at the keep that we should reconvene with Mr. Fisherman. Sure. Yeah.
That's me.
Yes.
Oh, and Marius
Oh.
Skyblood, Hellbeard's character, is just going to be going along with you guys. Since he's not
Oh,
here
yeah.
to say anything.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. Did you say Kadash was at the fishing hut?
Kadash is at Iraq's fishing hut. You're
Yes,
with
okay,
Iraq
that's-
and Marius.
Yes, well, I'm with
with you
Farak
guys.
and Maria, so we gotta reconvene with Kadash, not Iraq.
Let's get all our names straight.
Yes.
It's been only a couple weeks, but you're good. I just remember I sent Proas like a whole list of names, and it's like, here's all the NPCs you know. Good luck with that. It's somewhere in his notes, I hope.
Why you do this to me?
But in any case, you make your way down the nice, well-worn cobbled path. The sea breeze blowing against you from the direction of the ocean. Already, you can see people moving about in the morning markets just off of the port. It is a humble village, but relatively busy for its size. A lot of ships have come in from what you assume to be the free nations of 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐭, which is further to the east, though the flags that denote their individual nationalities is rather unknown to you. The free nations of 𝐂𝐡𝐚, as a reminder, is a massive trade empire where everyone is kind of broken up into these little city-states, and there's roughly 100 of them, and they're changing ever constantly.
See.
And so that being the case, you could be like, well, you know it's from 𝐂𝐡, but you don't know what nation in particular. They're stopping by for port.
My character knows of 𝐂𝐡, right?
Yeah, you all do.
'Cause-
𝐂𝐡
Yes.
is one of the biggest superpowers that's still existing in the godless realms. They're the newest political power in the area because they were formed from various refugees from nearby after the fall of the 𝐂𝐴𝐚 Empire furthest to the east some centuries ago. Definitely write all that down because it's like significant lore.
Write that down.
I just
Write it down.
Write that down. Write that down.
Who is a designated note taker?
If you'd like to
just
elect a
the cast cannot
designated,
keep up.
if you'd like to elect a designated scribe, that would be helpful. You know what's kind of fucked is in my other game, our designated scribe is bearer, and his English isn't even his first language. And I'm like, wow, guys, way to put it on him,
Really?
huh?
Golly. Well, if nobody else wants to do it, I can do it.
But he does his best.
I will support. I elect Pro. He has my vote.
Okay.
Golly.
Convince me.
But
What am I writing down now? I want to make
The
sure.
𝐂𝐴𝐚. So the trade nations of 𝐂𝐡 were formed from a bunch of, you said, like refugee groups that after the fall of the 𝐂𝐴𝐚 Empire, and that's the largest political power currently.
it's a big merchant kingdom, a merchant nation of sorts that's actually made up of nearly 100 or so small city-states and guilds.
It's like the U.S.
A little
Not really.
bit.
A
Kind
little
of.
bit.
Kind of like South America, in a way.
Nice.
But they just have like a whole melting pot of cultures. And they're the newest nation to come around, so they're kind of on the up and up, whereas the Atropos kingdom is more of like a traditional fantasy kingdom, like kind of like medieval France, that kind of a thing. They had a civil war some centuries ago as well that caused them to lose a lot of land and split themselves into an east-west situation, as well as like the northern reaches, which is just like a bunch of land that they lost to the local feudal and militant lords of the area. They just kind of decided, you know what, we're technically not a part of Atropos anymore. We're just going to do our own thing. But as a result, they lost a lot of their centralized power and resource, and it's kind of fallen into disrepair. It's kind of like a... Holy shit, bless you. That was a loud sneeze. Did you lean into the mic when you did that?
No, I did not.
But it's basically kind of like, yeah, you can live in the northern reaches and be relatively left alone, but it's also kind of like the ghetto. It's very slummy, very dirty, as even compared to the dirtiness of medieval era. There goes 𝐂𝐴T𝐚𝐭. Too bad for him. He doesn't get to hear all this awesome lore. And that's...
He's here. Hi, Wick. I didn't even notice.
Yeah, Wick's here. And that is all further south from the large river known as the Sabora's Tail, which is seen on the map there. Geographically speaking, Littoral Nell is in a very advantageous spot. It's far from civilization, and so as a result, they can get away with a lot of self-governance and are generally speaking more welcoming of strangers and outsiders and what would normally be called the dregs of society by some. You can call them tieflings and half-orcs by others. But that being the case, this is still, relatively speaking, an 80% human world.
I know. I'm one of the good ones.
I'm an ally, as you would call it.
Uh-huh. No, I'm a native, bro. This is my land.
Don't trust the knife ears. They're kind of semi-responsible for the reason you guys are like this. There aren't any good orcs either. They're all pig orcs and evil.
Good.
Don't trust the savages to the north either. They kill people. They believe in like weird paganistic shit. Except for the ones that trade with us. Those are the good ones.
What are the good ones?
It's that kind of a situation.
They're the useful ones, let's be honest.
Yeah.
There are no good ones, there's useful ones.
But of particular note are the Bergonaut tribe, who regularly throws raids against Littoral Nell's borders and have become a sort of a nemesis to the region. Every month or so, Littoral Nell musters up their strongest soldiers and sailors to sail off to the northeast to fight the Bergonaut tribe and prevent them from encroaching on their lands. They do this with an escort, a large dragon turtle that lives in this little bay area known as the Dragon's Gullet, named Lurdella the Brave. A long time ago, well, since before the existence of the city, she nests here. And once civilization had found her, she basically made a deal. Protect my eggs, and I will protect your ships. And they agreed. And so as a result, this area is relatively safe to sail under her purview or otherwise. And so Lurdella and a fleet of naval vessels are set out today to travel northeast along the coastline to attack the Bergonaut tribe. Sycamore 𝐂𝐴T𝐚𝐭, due to reasons that she hasn't fully explained, has to accompany them this time. Normally she doesn't. She's a local druid who is a free spirit. She goes about doing her own thing, but most importantly, she tends to guard the dragon turtle eggs whenever Lordella is away. But unfortunately, she couldn't make it this time, and she's recruited the party to help. That is happening tonight, this evening. So you basically have one day free to go about your business, move about the town, explore, do what you feel in preparation. So,
Well, I live here, so
Iraq lives here in a
and
little
there are
shack.
people living in my shack right now, sleeping in there.
Iraq lobster.
Iraq lobster.
Oh my gosh. So,
Normally. Yeah.
perhaps we should get the frogman and the real man up.
Man.
Yes,
The man.
man.
Oh, and
Perhaps we should check on
Gotta
that.
get the man.
Golly.
paper.
Sorry, I couldn't help myself.
When can you?
I helped myself last time.
No, I'm kidding.
This is the bully paper stream, by the way.
It's always the bully paper stream.
I am drinking Asahi Super Dry, by the way. That's my drink of choice
right.
tonight.
Yeah.
But anyway, sorry to cut you off. Go ahead.
All right, so we're gonna pick up Mr. Frog, Mr. Kadash. I guess we'll go straight there, and then we'll do any other preparations after we pick them up, unless someone has a better idea.
Perhaps we should take this time to meditate. I had a fairly unusual vision last evening.
Likewise.
Likewise.
Seems
Care to
like
discuss
that.
it?
Oh, just a few old memories. So quite vivid.
Go on.
Oh. Well, it's nothing too much to worry about at this point. I think we have bigger things to think about. Like tonight. I will not. I will. That is the end of my sentence.
You trail off. And Iraq, you just seem to note that Holden seems to play a lot of things close to the chest, as it were.
I can tell. I can see that.
Marius himself, although he's not speaking either, does seem rather troubled by things as well. Compared to the night you had, it seems that they were a bit restless. In any case, if you're headed towards the direction of your shack, you can actually skirt around the town on its outskirts as opposed to going right through it, only passing by the Father's Drink Tavern on your way there. As you're passing by, you see a few drunken rabblers and the whatnot stumbling out, people who had spent the night drinking, and others who are moving in to clean things up and get breakfast started. You even see Roscoe Toscobble, the little halfling, dressing himself up in that strange green outfit of his that Holden had made mention of the night before. He's kind of checking himself in a little mirror that he has propped up against a wall and kind of seems satisfied with it as he's changing out and into his regular clothes. This is all happening in like the nearby stable as you're moving past.
I will take note of this, but I will not approach him.
So, you move closer now to the beach. As you crest this larger hill, you can see the sun just coming up and various fisher boats moving back in with their haul for that morning. To your right, you can see perched underneath the tree a small, rather humble grave where just a day ago you buried an old man, an old friend to some. You didn't know him well, but he was a good friend of Sycamore's. And you cross that bend and begin descending downhill, closer to the cove itself, where you can see various shacks propped up against a little cliffside, where a lot of the fishermen are pulling their rowboats in, putting away their gear, and getting their wagons set up to transport the fish to the nearby market. Further along this coastline, you see a rock's hut, which seems quiet and relatively abandoned.
I tell the fishermen with their shipment, "Hey, looks like somebody had a productive day."
One of them, one you recognize, Jason Eason, a 𝐂𝐚 immigrant, waves as you pass by. It looks like somebody didn't. Kind of gesturing to you.
Actually, I caught the biggest thing in that water I've ever seen. But just one. I'm gonna keep it a secret. Maybe I'll tell you someday, Jay. Hey, good luck at the market.
Hey, if you say so. Good luck to you as well. I'll see you soon, eh? And he,
Hey.
hey! He raises his hands up in the air. Hey!
I throw my hands up in the air. Sorry.
Oh no! Now it's stuck in my head. Why did you do that?
He, you know that this to be a tradition of his kind. There's probably another way of saying that. From the 𝐂𝐚 archipelago, where you would raise your hands up in the air and yell "Bonsai."
Bonsai. I'll do it back to him.
Bonsai! You have a repertoire with the two of you. Notably,
We're fishermen.
Jason in particular, has caught a whole bunch of crabs. Crabs! And you know this to be a local delicacy of the area. But eventually, you make your way back to your little shack. It's small enough only to house one person, two people uncomfortably, but it's manageable. You remember Houdini was laying about in your hammock, resting from his wounds that he took on his way here. And 𝐂𝐡𝐚 was supposed to watch him.
I don't like the fact he said supposed to.
He was supposed
Well,
to.
is he?
Well, you're standing
Go
outside of his
inside my
shack.
house.
We're going. Yeah, go inside your house.
You lift up the door and set it aside, and you see laying about, 𝐂𝐡𝐚 is just covered in sand because the floor itself is sand. That's why you sleep. That's why you sleep in the hammock. But with two people, he just kind of is just coated in the stuff. Even as the blanket he's using in the bedroll. It's going to take a while to shake that out. But they're all resting soundly. 𝐂𝐡𝐚 looks to have just awoken up, but maybe about 20 minutes prior to you getting here.
Get it. How'd you rest?
Oh, there's sand in my mouth. I don't know. I had the weirdest dream,
Oh, you as well then.
and I got sand in my mouth. It's everywhere.
Yes.
𝐂𝐡𝐚 stands up and just kind of tries to brush off as much of the sand as he can, kind of futilely, because he's covered in so much.
You get used to it.
I'll take your word for it. Where'd you guys go?
Oh, we went up to the keep to sleep. It seems like everybody here had similar experiences to you.
What was your guys' dreams about? I was trapped in some weird castle. I think I met my Patron?
Oh. Well, that's not an everyday encounter.
But I don't know if it was real or not. I mean, it felt real, but I don't exactly have any proof that it was.
I'm not overly familiar with the arcane arts, but I met my former master. We caught up. It's quite lovely, actually.
Ah. Yeah, I kept dying over and over in my dream. Did that happen to you too?
No,
Ow.
nothing close to that, actually.
Sounds like
The
you had a better dream than I
others,
did then.
the others don't seem to want to talk about what happened in there, so I'm assuming it was something similar.
Marius, in particular, has like a bit of a shade over his face, like he's still thinking about it. It's kind of lingered with him even in waking life.
Hmm. Hmm.
Houdini, his wounds are slowly healing, but he is fast asleep. It seems he's been asleep for 2 days now and still needs that rest.
Golly.
I don't blame him.
Well, let him rest. Clearly, he needs it.
You see two gaping wounds in his neck and shoulder area that had pierced right through him, the fangs
Yeah,
of
that'll
a
do it.
massive snake.
That does not look comfortable. Poor guy.
Well, he'll be back to croaking soon enough.
Well, let's hope he doesn't croak.
Yeah, does that word mean dying where you guys are from as well, or no?
You've picked up on my little word play there. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about that. I kind of like this frog.
You think that's a joke, though it didn't quite go over very well. But in any
Prefer him not
case,
to die. Thanks.
Kadesh, I would assume during your morning routine you kind of helped siphon water for Houdini as well, so he's
Of course.
not too
Gotta keep the
uncomfortable
little guy
there.
alive.
Yeah. But other than being coated in sand and a little peckish, you're fit and ready to go with memories of that strange, elaborate dream slowly fading away behind you with an odd emotion of comfort just kind of passing over you.
Isn't it lovely on the beach, especially in the morning?
Mm-hmm. Certainly relaxing.
It could take getting
Well,
used to.
no time to relax. Let's get to work.
Iraq,
All right, so continue.
not to cut you off, one thing you notice is that normally Cliff Kurosun comes by much earlier or about this time to help you with your fishing, but once again it seems he's ditched for some other reason. Kids these days, you know.
Not surprised.
They have a low attention span. They didn't come up with ADHD back in fantasy era, but you're pretty sure he has that.
Hmm. Well, I suppose I won't be fishing here any longer, so no reason to give him a hard time about it. There's still a matter of my property. Hmm.
Well, anyone you know who'd want to buy it off you?
In a town this small? Hmm.
Well,
Only those coming of age would need their own place to live after they get married. There haven't been any marriages announced, nor anyone recently.
I see.
Very few bachelors, and there's only a handful of people, you know?
Yeah, sounds like it would make things difficult.
Well, I
Probably wouldn't be the
suppose.
best. Continue.
Oh, I suppose there's no harm in keeping it in my name. Having a place to come back to and rest. Lay low, need be.
Always be a good idea to have.
Iraq, you know that most of these shacks were built for purpose by the people currently living in them. They're not charged for property here, though the fact they all work as fishermen is enough for. There's a name I need to pull from my notes here real quick. Enough for Todrick Mellowwater, I say that, the local reeve, to pay them no mind because they provide a valuable service. However, for more comfortable housing, the next leg up from what is quite literally just a little shack is living in like the shared townhouses at the center of town,
Mm.
or in one of the local taverns like the Father's Drink. As far as property is concerned, you can also find your way out further north to set up a farmstead. Though fishing is more your speed. In any case, you have
Hmm.
lots of options.
Yeah. Perhaps posting a notice in the tavern. Any aspiring young fisherman. I can leave my shack to them and my boat. And the equipment as well. I don't think I'll be needing it. If we're going to be traveling inland. Though it is difficult to find food in the wild. Though streams and rivers are filled with it, nearly to the brim, if you know how to catch it. Perhaps
Well,
my fishing would be beneficial to our journey.
what do you suppose we do to prepare for what's coming? Do you know any shops that might have anything that would be useful for our adventure?
Depends on what you require.
Um, I don't know. I've never really defended dragon turtles before. I don't know. Is there anything they like to eat? Is there anything that makes them healthier in case they do hatch while we're watching them?
Do I fucking know anything about this?
um, the idea of the dragon turtles living on this cove is a very well kept secret. You're certainly familiar with the word dragon and the word turtle, and you can make a guess that they kind of function like a more intelligent turtle. But for the most part, the entire town has left taking care of Lurdella and her young entirely in Sycamore's hands. So, relatively speaking, beyond common sense guessing, you're a little out of your depths on what exactly you could be preparing for. But nonetheless, you have an entire town at your disposal to move about and buy necessary supplies or food or what have you.
Well, they're turtles. What do turtles eat? Fish? Frogs,
Uh,
maybe?
Let's hope it's not frogs, considering we have a frog who's our friend. Um, do we know where exactly they hatched? Maybe we could set up some kind of defenses.
I mean, yeah, something like any sort of traps, I'm sure would be. Since they're I think the
Though we'll have
snake
to be
people
careful
are
not to hurt
interested.
the.
Yes.
We'll have to be careful not to hurt the
Yeah.
little ones. should they emerge.
Sycamore has not revealed to any of
Yeah, that's
you
what I
where
thought.
it is. And she
Well,
kind
we
of
could at least gather some supplies for fortifications.
she's been very secretive about its location for obvious reasons, of course. Dragon turtles are very valuable creatures. They're nearly extinct as far as anybody else is concerned, and even what they leave behind, like their eggshells, can go for a high price for material good.
Where is Sycamore exactly?
She's not here. You're not sure. You know she
Maybe we
frequents
should
the
find.
father's drink, though. That's
Maybe
all.
we should go find Sycamore and then get her opinion, considering she knows more about this than we do.
Agree.
Mm-hmm. And if we can't find her, there's always just the basic stuff that you'd probably need for most things.
True.
Uh,
Let us be off. And I guide them back into town.
before we leave, let me look at
Before we leave?
that.
If you start looting my house, I'm gonna hit you over the head with a stick.
No, no.
Just make sure you're crouched and he won't see you.
Just
I'm-
crouch. Wait for the eyeball to close, and then
My God.
got it. I really
I'll
hate D
cast
and D.
my. Huh?
I really
What's
hate
up?
D&D players who go into games with that kind of expectation. But anyway,
Expectation.
the Skyrim
Skyrim.
expectation.
Oh.
Anyway, continue,
Um,
paper.
I would like to cast disguise, my at-will disguise self. It doesn't need a spell slot on myself. And I'd like to just kind of look like just a
A bum.
saltwater weathered fisherman.
Dude, you're gonna look like me. You look like my brother or something.
Yeah.
Wow.
Except not quite, because I don't want people asking questions about our history together.
Hmm.
Because if they start asking questions, I don't want to have to keep bullshitting and then have a chance that they figure me out. So I'm just gonna, or I'll just be. The story is I'm your cousin, but from a couple times removed on your mother's side.
I'm not okay just
So you don't really
lying
know me.
for you, dude.
Okay. Well, then
How about you're a person I just met, who I am?
I'm just somebody
helping?
hired to help out around the town.
I'm not paying you a dime.
You're paying me with
unpaid.
room and board.
That's fair. That's fair.
Considering I slept in your house, that's not really a lie.
You're my apprentice. Come here. I'm gonna teach you
Okay,
a
that
little bit
seems like
about
a bit.
fishing.
That seems like just convoluted.
Why? No, it's not. You're my apprentice. Fish live in the water. There. Now I'm not lying.
Okay.
I don't even know if I'm good at bluffing or not.
Kadash, your form changes before everybody's eyes. You begin to adopt a more weathered look. You begin to smell of fish. Everybody's relatively familiar with the fact that you pull arcane power from somewhere, but this is not known very much. You've also kept that relatively secret, obviously, because most places you go, when you start shooting out magic everywhere, they tend to want to burn you at a cross.
Yeah.
However, people are slightly more tolerant in Littoral Nell, and Iraq himself is also not completely unfamiliar considering his upbringing. But you are witnessing it for the first time before you, Iraq.
Jeez.
What be
You
the
can-
plan for today?
You can do that?
Yes, I can.
Ow.
I figured it would be a good idea, so that way if any snaky bastards follow us, they won't know who I am.
Certainly seems like that would be helpful, though you wound up roping us into that as well, so
Mm.
they might recognize us.
I think they might be after all of us, regardless of me.
Well,
just
that's
be
the best
honest,
we
though.
can do for now, so that's at least one less person that they can spot.
And they don't know me, so if you see
Yeah,
them,
they don't know.
I like how nobody questions the fact that he's doing a voice with this as well.
Yeah. He just picks up a voice. Iraq, you see
I get it. Real recognize real. That's some real shit.
hanging up on the back wall, Iraq, is your fisherman's hat, which is one of those hats that they wear that's like got the really, really huge brim and it's made of straw.
golly.
He sighs.
I guess I'll give it to him. To let him wear it,
Give it
or
to
one
who?
of the other people,
Kadash or
whichever one wants to wear it. So it
What
makes
is it
you-
again?
it's
The
like
fisherman's
a
hat.
giant
Oh.
fisherman's hat.
Giant hat.
I
Well,
think they're pretty
Technically,
cool.
with disguise self, couldn't I just give myself a fake fisherman hat?
Oh yeah, Kadash is covered. If you're concerned
Yeah,
about
but one of the
disguising
other
yourself.
guys should definitely be wearing something.
I left my fake mustache at home.
Let me.
Any takers? I hold up the hat, offering it.
Well, I suppose in case I need something to.
Who has the most recognizable hair of the lot of us?
I guess. That's
I mean,
most recognizable hair.
Marius is removed from the decision since he's not here. So I mean,
I suppose I'll take it.
Holden takes the large straw fisherman's hat from Iraq and puts it on. It's very itchy, but also very comfortable since the sun is no longer beating directly down on you. You kind of have to position your head a certain way just to see above the brim that kind of dips over your line of sight.
Well, as long as I'm not needing to see that far.
Whatever works, eh?
Mm-hmm.
You all feel rather hungry, though. You've not had breakfast.
I guess that would be good to have.
What,
Yeah,
breakfast?
Let's go find. Yeah, let's go. we should find a place to have breakfast.
Let's go to the tavern to find our point of contact.
Is there a Waffle House in the
Tavern,
area?
food.
Oh,
2 birds with 1 stone, they say.
All right, we'll head off.
All right.
We're all heading back in that direction then?
Yep, all going to the tavern.
Okay.
okay.
Get some grub.
I'll go with you guys.
Iraq, trailing
I
behind.
don't usually eat breakfast out, but I suppose once in a while wouldn't hurt.
Yeah. Normally you've already brought in a haul and you're bringing it into the fish market within the town. You're very off schedule today. So, after about a 10 or 15 minute walk down the coastline, further up, you return to Littoral Nell. You can either walk through the city or you can walk kind of around the outskirts to get to the area where the Father's Drink is.
All right. Whatever's just the easiest way that we'll get have the least amount of traffic, I'd say would be the best idea.
From where you're standing, it's the morning rush. All the merchants are setting up. The roads are pretty much busy everywhere. It'll take a bit more of a roundabout and long route to go around the outskirts, but if you cut right through, it'll be crowded, but it's more direct, of course.
Well, we'll blend into the crowd, so I don't think that
Yeah,
would be
especially
too
me, I
much of an
guess.
issue. All right. I guess I'll stow the hat for now. I don't think I quite need it yet. Will it fit in a bag?
What? It's a giant hat. It's got like a chin strap that you can put
Yeah.
around your
Oh
neck.
yeah.
It can just kind of lay about on your back, hung
Yeah,
by
well I'll do that.
the chin strap. The sun,
All right, I will.
the early morning sun beats down on your face once again.
Well, once I'm out of the crowd, I can put it back on.
We all in favor of cutting through, or just going around?
Yes, I am in favor of cutting through.
Am I? I've got nothing really to lose. I'm not associated with it. I just keep walking.
Oh no, walking through the same town you've been walking in.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh, also, by the way, I'd like to say I also use mage armor at will, and before I disguised myself, so that way the mage armor's hidden.
You're hiding it? Oogie.
Yes.
And that lasts for 8 hours.
It basically is infinite because I can cast it at will, but yeah.
Yeah, but
You
like,
can just cast mage armor. Well, that's
I mean,
crazy, bro.
Yeah, it's part of my class choices,
Jeez.
invocation stuff.
warlocks. You know what I mean? Warlocks. So, you
I
cut
have friends
through.
on the other side.
You cut through the center of Littoral Nell. From the direction you're coming in, you're nearest to the port, where again you see various sailors moving about, merchandise and the like. From the vessels, further in to the market district. Cutting along the main causeway, you see a lot of people setting up some temporary stalls. You see Jason Yasin wave to you again, Iraq, as he's now fully displayed all the crab he's caught that morning.
I wave back.
Easy there, you got salt water down your throat, eh?
Ah. Ooh. No.
Okay.
No, I'm just allergic to massive profits. Hey!
Whoa.
Ha ha! And he throws his hands up in the air again.
And
I'm
then
back.
He's
welcome
back.
back.
Welcome
Sorry
back.
about
I-
that. I had to fend off a wild Karen. That's why it took me so long.
Oh
Jeez.
boy.
Jesus.
But as you're passing through the market district together, you have a mixture of all sorts of sounds. Of the smell of fish, freshly caught, freshly cooked. You do notice as you're passing through that, notably, there's no turtles. Mostly crab and other forms of fish.
But why? I like turtles.
I like turtles.
I understood there.
Moving about, there's also quite a few merchants and of the like who seem to be from the free nations of Ket, who stowed aboard on the vessels who were visiting in the area, who are moving about and buying and selling things and setting things up. There's also all sorts of other food stands. You smell the fresh meat of kebabs and even the sugary scent of sugar on a stick, as well as 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐭, freshly baked bread. There's meat pies and mixed nuts that have been heavily seasoned with sugar as well, and pea pods. Cutting through another alleyway, you can see a farmer's market where the nearby farmhands further north have grown strawberries and grapes and cucumbers and carrots and potatoes and pears and apples.
Oh, would it hurt to pick up a few snacks for when we actually have to do the job tonight? I will ask this to the party.
Probably not be a bad idea.
All right, I guess I'll quickly pick up some assorted, some bread, some of that good bread, some nuts, a little bit of fruit,
bread.
some bread.
No,
Yeah.
No. See,
Why you allergic to bread?
why would you get
We
something
earn bread
so
here.
bland? Why would you get
Okay,
something so
sorry.
bland? Come on, we have good food here. It's not too super expensive. Come on, well, let's get that instead.
All right, show me to these delicacies then.
Put over to my boy Jay.
Oh
Boy, you going over to
my god.
Jason Eossen's stand?
Well,
When I
can we
said
store these for?
profits,
I'll happily take one of these for a morning meal. But what about tonight?
Yeah, crab doesn't stay very well. Depends on what we're
I think
looking
it'll
for.
probably stay for the day. Just
You're looking
not very
for-
many
I mean, if
days.
you heavily salted it, there's salt fish. Like, there's actually legit salt rations that you can use to like preserve fish. But
I mean, we already. Actually, we are. Don't. Hold on a moment. I rumble through my bag. I rustle through my bag. Don't we have 1 day rations each?
Oh well, true. But we have the opportunity. How about we treat ourselves?
so the rations that you
Wouldn't it be better to
carry,
spend money after?
We want to
You've earned
be
it?
fully invigorated for the job.
And have we been paid anything yet? I don't remember.
I think we got
Um,
like an advance payment, a small amount.
yeah, you had an advance payment of 50 silver per person, if I
Where's
recall.
my-
Yeah.
So
50 silver. I guess I didn't add that to my inventory.
understandable. The thing about the rations you have is that they're basically like jerky. It's like dried meat and some nuts. It's meant to fill your stomach and keep you full. Doesn't necessarily always have the best taste. So as you're smelling like all the varied fresh food smells of these like various markets as you're moving through the city, you can't help but like feel your mouth water for some new refreshing taste. So it's entirely up to you if you want to buy from the food stalls or not.
I will personally buy some, even if my party members don't.
What strikes your fancy from that list I gave you?
Yes. I guess I'll buy a bit of a little bit of like a little bit of bread, some of those sweet nuts, and some assorted fruits. I guess I'll pick whatever looks most exotic given
Is
the
there fish
selection.
jerky?
Fish jerky.
Yeah, I figured they'd probably figure out a way to make fish jerky.
Probably
Salt jerk
not.
fish or something.
I don't think there's any fish jerky. But
Is there
Holden,
any fish jerky?
A fishing village that brings in large amounts of fish hasn't come up with a make jerky out of it.
I mean, can you make jerky out of fish? That's a genuine
Yes.
question.
Yeah.
I think for most of them, they sell it to like taverns and merchants in the area, and then they do with what they will. Like they basically sell the raw resource first and foremost.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess I know what kind of vendor I'm opening up.
So, Holden, you move over to the first stand. What's the first thing you want to buy? Because these are all separate stands, by the way.
Yeah. I guess I'll get a few bread snacks first.
So you move over.
Yeah.
They have on their little wooden stand just a whole tray full of fresh baked bread. Each one is it's very fatty and like big enough to hold in your hand. And as you squeeze the bread, you can kind of hear the crackle.
I'll take one.
Okay. The owner of the stand, I'm looking at the fucking thing right now. He kind of just asks you for 2 copper.
All right. 2 copper. 2 whopper. Oh my goodness.
2 quapper.
That's
Yeah.
currency. 2 copper.
Whopper.
What
What the hell?
Okay, so that's 10. Okay, let me convert that. 1 silver is 10 copper. Yeah.
Yes, we don't do change here. I'll just take the 1 silver.
Would I have copper on me? I
don't
guess
know,
I'll just
would
have
you?
to take. I guess is that something I would? I was not aware of any
I mean, I'm sure vendors
conversions.
can make change.
Well, he says he doesn't do change, so
I'm
Oh,
looking at Iraq's.
that's how he gets you.
I'm looking at Iraq's character sheet. I just pulled it up randomly, and it says he has 10 copper right here.
I have 10 copper, baby.
I will ask to exchange. I'll give you a silver for that 10 copper.
Sure.
All right. Now, okay.
I
Now,
guess it's lighter for me to carry.
okay. Now that I have my 10 copper, I will spend. So you said 2 copper for one bready.
One ready-made loaf of bread.
Oh,
Okay, let
baby.
me. Okay. I have 10. I have 8 now. And then I'll head over to the nuts. Be some of the nuts.
So, if you know what I
We
mean,
have cheese.
they do have cheese. There's a cellar of cheese wheels just down the way, just past the nut stall. These
How
nuts,
close is the cheese stall to the bread stall?
Add custom item.
they're
big,
just
juicy
down the road a
loaf.
little bit.
Add item.
Okay, so just to save time, how much would it be? How much is cheese? Small wheel of cheese?
So if you wanted to get a hunk of cheese, it'd be
Yeah, hunk would be better.
they offer you 1 silver piece for the cheese.
Okay, and how much is bread?
If
2
you
copper.
2 copper.
Where is the gold sack? Where on the
How
fact
big is
sheet,
a
I
loaf
can't
of
remember.
bread?
Like I said, each loaf of bread is pretty big. They're about a foot long. They're big enough, but you can still hold it in like one hand.
Baguette.
Does the
Oh, yeah.
cheese vendor do change?
No, none of them seem to. They're like, listen, you either take what I offer or you negotiate price. I don't take change.
How appropriate that you're speaking like an Indian.
Yeah.
It's not Indian, right?
I'm
No,
just
I'm being an asshole. Don't worry.
Remember, this is being recorded.
Silver piece. Add.
You're racist.
Did you hear that? We hate Indians in here.
I
Anyway,
didn't.
No.
Say, I do not condone these words.
it's okay. They're not watching.
Now I have
Um,
10 silver. Hell yeah.
Nice round number.
I had 9 silver and 10 copper.
What
before.
does the bread vendor sell anything else besides bread?
No, because they're the bread vendor.
Yeah, asking if a baker sells anything besides bread or pastry. What the fuck?
Yeah, hey, Baker, you got some
Okay,
swords
what kind of
back
pastries
there,
then?
right?
Well, they have again loaves of bread as well as meat pies.
How much is the meat pies?
You want a meat pie, a whole meat pie? He's asking you.
How big are the meat pies?
I mean, they're about regular sized pie here. About a foot in diameter.
Okay, how much is it?
Oh, I think each one's about a gold piece.
Seems a bit steep, my friend.
These are quality meat pies.
Gold piece is 10 silver, right?
Mhm.
They are.
Um. hmm. How about this? I buy a meat pie and you throw in a loaf of bread for free. And I'll give you 10 silver.
Roll persuasion.
Ooh.
Our first
Is
dice roll
anybody
for the day.
proficient with persuasion?
Yeah.
That could assist me?
I guess I'll chime in and say, come on,
Well,
you know,
what is
repeat
your
customers here.
what's your ad? Because if it's
Oh,
not any higher than
okay.
2, then there's no point.
My
Because of the way.
But you can
my
assist for
deception is
advantage.
high. My persuasion is +2.
Better than
Anyone
mine, jeez.
anyone proficient in it can assist for advantage on the roll.
I am not proficient in persuasion. Now, if we want to lie to him, I'm your guy.
Can I roll perception to see if there's any flaws in the bread that I can point, or meat pie that I can point out to try and
What's your passive perception?
my passive perception 13.
Okay. They are all very well baked. You look at each of them, it just has the divine smell of yeast rising.
Well, I was gonna roll an active perception because I'm trying to pick apart these goods to see if there's anything I can say to try and
And
lower the price.
I'm telling you that with a 13, which is already like above average, they Doesn't seem to be anything wrong with him. He runs
Hey,
a very
I'll-
good
I'll-
business here.
Why are you examining his bread like that? This guy makes the best bread in town. Come on,
I'll roll persuasion.
cut him some slack.
Really staring at his loaves there.
Yeah, it's bread, dude. You can't fuck it up that bad.
Did it come through?
That's
Oh,
untrue.
okay. 10.
10. Good job.
Well, thankfully, it was actually a very easy DC. So I don't. But he kind of looks at you, looks at the bread that's already been bought, and says, "I tell you what, my son, he went to go and train with the town guards. So our baker's dozen is one extra. Sure, why not? I'll throw in an extra loaf for free."
So I get a meat pie and a loaf of bread.
Yes.
Okay. Sounds like a deal, my friend. Also, my character didn't forget, but I did the voice
That's
I was doing.
Yeah, that's totally fine. And this meat pie, like steaming fresh meat pie, it's big enough that it could probably feed you and one other person easily.
Oh, I was thinking more of it was probably more of a snack, and if it's like a full pie size, I was thinking
Oh yeah.
That's
split
why
up-
it's 1 gold.
split up the bread and meat pie among the party, and then get some cheese.
You also got the
With it.
cheese. Yeah.
So how much was a chunk of cheese again?
Just for a hunk of cheese, it's a silver
1
piece.
silver. Yeah.
So it's a silver piece.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Now
Yeah,
you
so
wanted
now I'll-
mixed nuts.
I'll pick up the nuts and the some exotic fruits. Continue.
What's up,
How
Baker?
big is the chunk of cheese?
It's big enough that it's like a baseball sized.
I'm not gonna try and haggle down a baseball sized chunk of cheese. That's a good chunk of cheese.
It's enough to like last for one meal, basically. The nuts
Or-
themselves are
Well, you don't got to eat the whole thing at once. You can put it on top of things, like how you put it on the
Yeah.
meat pie or on the bread.
exactly, yeah.
Mhm.
The
It's
mixed
probably part of
nuts,
the meal.
they're 5 copper for
You remove
Right.
11
they wrap it up
silver.
in like a little piece of parchment and then pour it in.
Yeah.
And they like do it from a distance as well to look impressive as it's falling into the parchment cone.
Yeah.
And it smells like really sugary and seasoned.
Good. Excellent.
I don't know if you guys have ever had stuff like that. It's so good.
It is good.
I
Bucky's.
I know.
Bucky's nuts.
I knew somebody would say Bucky's. I'm glad someone did.
Bucky's nuts in my mouth.
But they're about 5 copper if you'd like
Yep.
one.
I
serving.
I will purchase them.
Okay.
At last. The fruit.
And if you're, what else would you like to buy?
The fruit will be the last thing.
What type of fruit?
What looks most exotic here?
Well,
Given
they
the
have-
setting.
They have strawberries and grapes, apples, all pretty standard fare. Pears.
Okay.
You're being so crazy.
I guess some of them, the strawberries and grapes.
The farmer who's sitting behind the stall kind of looks at you funny and says, "I don't recognize you. Do you own one of the taverns in the area?"
Oh no, I'm just visiting.
No.
Rather nice town you have here.
They're visiting me.
Oh, a rock. Didn't see you
Just
there for a
companion
second.
from another town.
That being said, we tend to display these out for the tavern, but if you just want a small vine, we have a little box here. And he like pulls out a little box that's about the size of a jewelry box.
Mm-hmm.
We can buy them in this size, only about the silver piece.
All right, I'll do that.
Okay.
It's adding custom items is a pain in the ass because I keep
Really?
typing stuff in and it keeps closing the window on me.
Oh, I think that's a you issue.
It takes a bit of finagling, but you'll get it.
Me.
As
Boom.
soon as I mouse off, it just closes it.
So Hellbeard, to recap, literally nothing's happened. You guys woke up from the keep.
Yeah.
You walked over to Rock's shack. You got 𝐂𝐴𝐻. You're moving through the town to the Father's Inn drink to meet up with 𝐂𝐴𝐚. And they stopped to get some food for breakfast. And that's all that's happened.
Oh, is there anywhere? Do I have?
What's up,
Is
paper?
there anywhere selling like a canteen or anything,
A canteen.
or a water skin?
I think you have a water skin, right?
You should have a water skin. I would assume you have a
Is
water
that
skin.
with the
Backpack.
ration kit?
Check your backpack, dude.
Oh yeah, I do a water skin. Well, an extra one wouldn't hurt. Because I plan to use one for like wine or something.
Okay.
I don't
So,
wanna-
not in this area, but as you move further into town, you can see someone else who has rented out a little building that has like a lot of leather work. So they have like a lot of tanned leather displaying in a nearby window. And various items like boots and the kind, leather gloves, that sort of thing. And hanging there as well are some water skins. Bought at a marked up price because tendency is that they make their own.
How much are the water skins?
As you step inside this little building, the rather old-looking gentleman just kind of offers you 4 silver pieces for a water skin.
Could you do 3?
Roll persuasion.
And I'm also gonna say this is a lovely product, but I'm kind of on a budget.
I had these things tanned and sewn up myself, good sir. The quality is very good, very good. But anyway, roll persuasion.
Rolled and 6.
But I see you're a big buyer there. And he's like gesturing. So I'll cut you a little deal then. 3 silver it is.
All right. What other kind of leather work do you do?
Well, we don't do armor. Most of this is built for purpose on the farmsteads and whatnot. So leather boots, leather gloves, that sort of thing. Even belt buckles, little hats. If not weaved by straw, we make them in leather as well. Though very expensive, yes, yes.
How much are leather gloves?
Leather gloves now. As I consult the book, please stand by.
You're like, shit, I
Also-
didn't expect him to get that.
Also, look up leather boots. I need to go to the bathroom.
I will also use the bathroom.
Everybody go
3
piss.
silver pieces.
I can't believe you're pissing for free. I don't know. Stand by, stand by, stand by. It's in here somewhere. It's just I'm having trouble.
Yeah, no worries. Take your time.
Hellbeard, how you doing? Are you with us?
Oh, I had my mic on mute. Yeah, I'm here.
I couldn't hear you for a bit.
Is it kind of weird
Yeah.
that I kind of like the shopping episodes of D&D?
They gotta happen every so often, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I kind of enjoy like the role play of it though.
I will not personify and give name to every store NPC you run into because that's just needlessly complicated.
Yeah.
But it's nice to just experience the players walking about town and enjoying themselves as opposed to always being in the thick of combat. He offers for leather gloves and leather boots a gold piece each. And he assures you of their quality. This is his livelihood.
You know what, my friend? You cut me a deal on the water skin, so I won't haggle with you on this. I'll do.
It'd be 20 silver
10
each
silver.
if you wanted to. If you
Well,
wanted
I'm not
one of
getting-
each. You're
I'm
not
getting
gonna.
boots. I'm just getting gloves.
Just for the gloves? Yeah, just 10 silver.
All right.
I am back.
No problem. Welcome back. Extra fluffy bread, give them a bonus. Well, you are well fed for the day, and you
Yay.
got to experience the city, the village rather. What kind of bonus? You basically, what's that thing in Skyrim? The well rested bonus. You get additional
Yeah.
experience. That's a bit silly.
Except you only get that for banging your spouse in Skyrim.
Yeah.
No, you will rest and sleep in a certain
I'm
amount of time
back.
as well.
Now that everybody else has gone to piss, I'm gonna go piss.
Okay.
Everybody role play amongst yourselves. You're moving about the village of Littoral Nil, kind of taking in the sights and sounds. I've described, the smells of food and whatnot. Right now, you're very overwhelmed by the smell of leather because you're at the leather shop, and you're moving to the Father's Drink. I'll be right back.
All right, guys, don't get floozied by all these stalls. Well, some are for merchants passing through, traders passing through. No,
You say that, but you almost got me to buy some crabs off your friend there.
I haven't had crab in years. Okay, just wanted a taste. When was the last time you had crab?
Probably, I don't know,
That's what I thought.
over you.
That's what I thought.
Yes, he's buying the leather gloves. Should we all get gloves? So I don't know. Maybe if we need to hold the turtles.
I was thinking if there's anything like potentially harmful that I need to touch, because leather, like even like potentially like things that could bite us would have a hard time with leather
Yeah.
gloves,
Yeah, I guess so. Once he comes back, I'll buy a pair.
or like
But
if there's like a thorny bush or something that we need to
Mhm.
get past.
Man, I'll just use my quarterstaff to move prickly bushes. Zuma, go lay down. What are you doing? You're being silly. Zuma,
Too silly.
go
No
lay
silly
down.
allowed.
Go lay down.
Silliness punishable by death.
What are you looking at? Oh, hold on.
Back.
I have returned.
So, welcome back.
Okay, so how are we doing?
I'm also going to buy gloves.
Okay, 10 silver.
10 silver. Can we get the refer a friend discount?
What do you take me for? We sewed those gloves
Okay.
ourselves.
She was not being crazy. The beer opened my fridge door and she freaked out.
Oh,
Something was moving.
Dog alarm system working properly.
I did not shoot my refrigerator. So we are
Right.
all good.
All right. I guess if he's I'll look at him and say, "Well, I see what you've done for my friend here. Surely you've got some room."
I mean, I paid full price for the gloves. They're good gloves.
Oh, for the gloves. Okay.
Yeah, I paid. I got a discount on the. I got a discount on the water skin.
Yeah, well, think about it this way, Mr. Merchant. If my friend here hadn't attested to the quality of these gloves after he bought them, I wouldn't be here.
That's called running a good business. I have children to feed.
Does he actually have
Can't
children to
really
feed?
We
Do I know
all
this
do.
guy?
We all do. We have to sire many sons and daughters. You don't recognize everybody, but you also see he would have no reason to lie to you. It's the price he offered initially. It's the price he's offering you.
All right. Well, I'll buy him at that price then.
Very good, sir. Thank you very much for your business. And as you're walking out, moving amidst the crowd, you see a rather heavily built man moving through.
Mm.
He's waving in your direction. Oi, sirs!
Oh,
You there! You lot!
are there a lot of lots around us? Are we sure? Am I sure that this is that we are the lot he is speaking of?
And you kind of look to your left, look to your right. You're standing alone on the end of a block down a little cobblestone road as he's moving towards you. Yes, you there! The one Sycamore spoke of.
Ah, okay. Yes. Hello there.
Excuse me, sirs. Oh, hello, Rock. You recognize this man as the chief of the guard. Now, the guard itself is just a local militia of younger boys who have too much time on their hands and older men who are a little too feeble to work the farmlands themselves. By the name of Stefan Poach. He's rather heavily built, very strong arms, dressed in a very basic tunic and breeches, but he has a very heavy beer gut and a freshly shaven head. I was looking for yous. I checked the father's drink, didn't find you there.
We're actually about to head there.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we were making our way in that direction. I was just showing them the local stalls.
Listen, I'm here with purpose, you see. There's a bit of an emergency situation, and I was wondering if you could help me out.
Oh yes, of course, of course.
You'll do that then?
Mm-hmm.
He looks at you.
Depending on the situation, yeah.
He looks at each of you in
Then
turn.
if it's within my ability.
As long as the request is reasonable.
Well, I can't promise any payment, but we wouldn't forget it. We'd all be very grateful. But in any case, come along, we'll walk and talk, if you're willing.
All right. I will follow for now.
Now, let me turn up Hellbeard. You're very low on my end. Now then, he's walking along. He seems rather sweaty. He's not built for this kind of movement. Strange how he became the captain of the guard.
Sounds like you should roll instead of walk.
Now, you all seem like you can handle yourselves, which is why I asked. The farmer, one of our boys, Farmer Teague his name is, he's got a shack further up. He's been accosted by goblins, you see. I think they're after his chickens. I need you to scare him off.
That's easy enough, sure.
I hate goblins. Get them out of here.
Aye,
Goblin hate.
the Tidewater tribe as we know them. They're a bit of a menace in the area. Tried to start a forest fire some months back, but Sycamore managed to stop them. They have a strange affinity for moving in here, causing mischief. Farmer Teague.
No offense, probably because they know that the town god isn't really up to scratch.
Oh, that's
Man.
certainly
Oh, he's
true.
certainly stretching it.
I must admit, we're not much of a force to be reckoned with. Most of our most able-bodied men and women, they go off on the militia fleets to fight the Belgonaut tribe, and those that are left behind are not more than boys and the elderly. So you've got me there. But if you help me out with this little job, maybe I have more down the line in the future, eh?
Couldn't hurt to ingratiate ourselves.
Now then, come on. We must hurry. I don't know how many there are, but Farmer Teague is an old man. He can't defend himself. And he kind of picks up the pace, and you kind of hear his heavy breathing as he tries to carry all that weight ahead of you guys.
Okay.
You can tell he spends most days in the tavern drinking.
Drinking. Yeah.
He's got that Bert Kreischer build.
He's got that friar build. He should
Mm.
have been a
He probably
friar.
has one
not
hell
a-
of a swing with his weapon though.
Why?
Got a lot of weight put behind it.
After about 20 minutes of moving to the northern part of the city, you end up on a small little dirt road that weaves to and fro. On either side of you, the ground rises up in elevation, and you see various farmlands of all sorts of potatoes and onions and the like. Until eventually, you make it to Farmer Teague's. It's relatively abandoned. Most of the horses have stayed in their stable, and you move towards a small shack closer to the coastline. Okay. Go ahead and place yourself down somewhere in the lower right-hand corner.
Okay.
Remember to navigate over to the journal tab
Right.
and click and drag your token down over here.
What's up, homies?
Boom. I see.
My
Oh,
health
eh.
isn't updated. Hold on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you not click on the long rest?
No. In the roll 20, make sure
In
your
the roll
health
20.
make sure your health and spell slots are accurate. Change them as you need to.
Okay. There we go. 26 health. So much health.
That's not Kadesh. What are you doing over there?
What's up?
I said
Bottom right corner.
bottom right.
Oh, bottom right. Okay. It's-
No, that's just his feature where he like moves before the initiative.
It's where he moves like 110 feet ahead of everybody. Yeah.
Teleports behind you. Nothing personal, kid.
Just so I'm
God.
confirming, what's everybody's... So Marius, you're good. Iraq,
I guess I'll be.
Else?
I mean, I'll
Yeah, 2
have it.
slots. So the blue one is spell slots?
Yes.
yes.
Okay.
Everybody change, update your token if you know how. Price, are you good?
I got my token on there. The health and spell slots are accurate.
They are. 18 health,
Yeah.
2 key points.
Yeah. Let me double check my character.
Yeah.
Yep, 18-2.
Oh wait,
It is
red
double.
is. So wait, no, green is AC,
No, green is health.
right? No, what's red then?
We're just not using it. It'll be something else if necessary.
Okay.
Do we got to roll a niche?
Not yet.
Okay.
Okay, so remember when you're rolling initiative to select your token and then click the roll button on your D&D Beyond sheet.
I'm ready.
You
we
know
gonna do
it's selected by
Big roll.
seeing the
yeah.
little bubbles. Yeah, that's how you do it. Go ahead. Roll initiative.
Click on my token. Click over here. B. Hell yeah. I did it. Oh my gosh, you guys are you're
Yeah, I
quick
got a-
reactors.
Modified 20.
Yeah.
Marius? Hubbard?
Hold on. Initiative. Okay. Hold on.
Yeah.
Make sure your token is selected.
Yep.
And make sure
Wow.
this is in there. So there you go.
I don't see it.
Mage armor.
Hold on.
Thank you. Thank you.
Isn't it being a? Oh, I think I. Is there the D&D add-on? Is there a D&D Beyond add-on?
Yeah, you need the Beyond 20 extension downloaded.
Okay, I need to reinstall that because I nuked my computer a few weeks back.
Oh,
shit.
I had
Oh,
a
no.
remote access Trojan.
Oh, no.
Yay!
But yeah, my AC is currently 15. Nice.
A rat on the computer.
Yep, I got ratted. Okay, there we go.
Holden, what's
There we
your
go.
AC?
My AC is 14.
Okay.
Oh yeah. My AC is 17. Holy shit! I thought it was
So
like also 14. I did not mean to brag.
Wait, it's 14? Iraq, you're 14?
I'm 17.
Oh, you're 17.
How
Marius.
is your
So you're a
AC so
minor?
high? Are you a monk or something?
He
I
is.
am a monk, and I have +6 dex. What do you want from me?
Okay, yeah, no wonder your AC is almost as high as mine. Fucking A.
That'll fucking do it, eh?
Yeah,
Marius?
no,
Wait,
I
how
used
high
to
is your
play
AC?
monk.
Hold on, wait a minute. What did you say?
It's 17.
Nice.
Yeah, he's a monk, so yeah, of course his AC is ridiculous.
I mean,
Yeah,
15 is not bad either.
+3 on armored bonus, +4 dex bonus.
Marius.
Yep.
How about you?
Yeah.
My AC is 18.
18. Okay. 18 naked cowboys at Ram Ranch.
Moly, oh my god.
Pucker up, Buttercup.
Let's not pucker up. I am not into men.
Okay. I really hate text boxes, so anyway. Kadesh, you are first on the initiative. As you're moving up, you see Farmer Teague's rowboat is stationed right here. Here's his shack. It's very shoddily built. You can actually see him cowering inside there. Here's the chicken coop. And there's all sorts of chickens just kind of running about. You're a little bit elevated, so I put like these little things here to indicate like rising
Hills.
elevation. Hills.
Yeah.
Okay.
And as you're looking
So
about,
would you say we have if we were to use crossbows or something, it would help us, or slings?
I'm sure we could shoot at them, yeah.
you have, it depends on what you mean by that. But basically you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 goblins moving about. A couple of them are chasing after nearby chickens to try and catch them. One of them kind of sniffs the air, looks up and sees you in the corner and yells something in their strange tongue as they brandish their clubs.
So, would you say that we might further than 80 feet might be slightly easier than normal? Wait, no, they're all within 80 feet. Never mind. But so they already noticed us? Or?
They all noticed you.
Okay. Well, if they already noticed me, there's no point in going quiet. I guess that's just I'll just blast it up, I guess.
Dude, you know what I could really go for? Some chicken and waffles.
Yeah. I'm
It's
going
not
to
the time.
I'm gonna move. I'll move 30 feet there. There I am. And then I'm going to. Which one looks like it might be the leader? Or they all look the same?
They're all dressed up in like. Actually, I have a note I can find here. They're all wearing
I think
shell.
music is just a little loud. Hold on, let me turn it down.
I can turn it down here.
Okay.
So they're all wearing shell armor and hollowed out conch shell helms. They don't have any shields, and they're painted in various like white war paint. It's difficult to determine which one's the leader, although the one in the center is kind of shouting and pointing.
All right. Whichever one looks like he's the beefiest boy, I'm gonna blast.
Okay. They're all relatively similar in build.
Okay. I'll do the closest one then. Gonna agonizing blast him.
Okay.
Ooh, that's gonna be it. No.
So you roll a
Aw.
7.
It was
as,
almost a 17.
as your Eldritch Blast shoots out and kind of zips around their heads. I heard a knocking.
Knocking at your chamber door.
That was
Those
somebody's.
goblins sure are.
Anything else you'd like to do on your turn, 𝐂𝐡𝐚?
I'm back. You know what? I'm gonna try and see if this will be. No, wait, no, that's an action. Never mind. I gotta use my action. I guess not.
Okay. Holden, you're up. Oh, you rolled the same initiative, so you could basically choose if you wanted to go first or not, but 𝐂𝐡𝐚 took the initiative, so he went first. But you can coordinate your turn in future turn orders if you want. Totally optional. But anyway,
Alright.
You're up.
Okay, I'm up. Okay. Alright, I am going. I have. Isn't there a ruler? There is a ruler.
What's that?
I was speaking to myself about if there's a foot movement ruler type thing, which there
Do it.
is.
Go lay down, Zuma. You're crazy.
Is your dog's name Zuma?
Yeah.
Like from the Paw Patrol?
God damn it, bro. Why every time? I didn't even name my dog, okay?
Alright. I'll move there. And then these goblins don't look very smart. I'm going to use let's see, what's the range on 30 feet. I am going to do my I'm gonna cast minor illusion over do like a ping like right there-ish. And I'm gonna make it sound like there's another band of knights or something that are initiating a charge at the goblins. So there's one of them yelling charge and there's a whole bunch of footsteps following.
Okay.
Of course it is just an illusion though.
Go ahead and roll, or I mean, not roll. Post the description of the spell. There you go. Thank you.
There you go.
That way I know, like,
Yeah.
okay, so it's an investigation check against your spell save DC,
Which is DC 13.
and they have to use its action to examine it.
Yeah. That was a action. Bonus action. I want to dash somewhere. I don't have anywhere I want to dash it. Okay, that's going to be it for my turn for now.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Iraq.
I'm gonna do a backflip. No, I'm not gonna do a backflip.
Do a flip.
Did that-
Ah.
Do a flip. 20 to there. And then 10. I'm gonna go up with Holden.
Yay.
It's a move, and then draw my quarterstaff.
You tuck and roll underneath the rowboat as it's hanging up on two posts. And
Again?
post
What do I
right
roll
up
for
next
that?
to Holden. No, I mean
What
you
do I
can
roll
just do that.
Oh,
What do you mean? Oh,
man. I wanted to roll an acrobatics.
bro, you're a monk. You can get away with that kind of stuff for free.
I'm gonna do it. Hula! Hoo-wee!
Okay, so you tuck and roll underneath the rowboat, and as you kind of come up from underneath it, you do not break stride, and you do a back handspring on top of that. Marius is
Hell
just
yeah.
kind of standing there like, what the hell?
It's called the
Okay.
intimidation from be acrobatics.
Did not even know an old man could move that fast. But hey, there you are, quarterstaff drawn.
That's my turn.
Marius, are you with us? You've been kind of quiet.
Yeah, I'm here. Apologies. I'm actually on a new medication, so I'm adjusting to it. That's why I've been quiet.
He
Oh,
high
see.
as hell, boy.
Meds.
Well, hey, dude, it's better than constantly walking on a knife's edge with anxiety. So,
That's
Shit, man.
That's true,
completely
that's true.
fair.
all right. So you did the fancy shit with the rowboat. Who else is nearby at the moment? Who hasn't been engaged? Because I'm gonna walk up to that motherfucker and just fucking
We haven't
cut
engaged
him
any of
into
the
pieces.
goblins yet.
Really? We
Yeah.
haven't engaged him? Okay,
But
so
no, we're
we've
pushing
got
up. They're kind of far.
Well, I
Oh,
engaged
yeah,
one,
we're-
but I missed.
Russ,
Okay, you missed
Fire
it.
missed.
where is the entrance to the shack?
I didn't really draw one. So let me
Yeah.
do that
Okay.
right now.
Yeah, right. I remember now. Okay, so is there any sort of thing where I don't have to do acrobatics? I'm guessing you just want, like, either I can run a
I was just
straight
showing
line or
off.
just navigate with some fancy footwork instead
I
of
was
jumping.
just showing
Oh,
off.
okay.
You don't have to do acrobatics.
Yeah, you can just like move. You don't have to.
I was being a bit extra there.
Yeah.
I mean, it was cool though.
Yeah.
Always go for the cool thing.
If you really wanted to, you could have done the kicking off of something and then bouncing off of something else with like Jackie Chan. That would have been
Golly.
sick.
Be like water. That's Bruce Lee though. Anyway.
No, Bruce Lee was a badass though. Yeah, I guess I'll just approach the goblins as well on my I'll maybe get like a bit of extra bonus distance with an athletics check if possible.
It's 30 or you dash for 60, but that takes an action.
Yeah, no, fuck that. I'll take 30.
Da 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 da. Where are you moving?
Okay, so 30. Let me measure that out real quick.
Sure thing.
Actually, more like right here, yeah. I have my sword and shield drawn at this point. Right, who's first? I assume they already noticed we're. Yeah, you said they noticed they already know we're here. So.
Yep.
Now all of China knows.
And now I'm just beating my shield with the flat end of my sword in like a sort of a taunting motion.
Okay. And it's the goblin's turn. So, these two. This one will move right here and attack Kadash with his club.
Ah, fuck. What a little asshole.
An 8.
That does not hit.
This one as well will move. He kind of just moves up to you with the intention to attack you with their club. These three hear the noises coming from over here. And this one's just kind of shouting at them. But these ones are kind of like, oh, what's going on? This one seems rather cowardly. Decides to retreat and move over here. But this one kind of squints his eyes a little bit and is kind of just like waiting and realizes nothing is happening. Shrugs their shoulders and presses in on the attack, and they move up. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And this one also kind of freaks out and starts moving in this direction.
Yay.
And that is their turn. Kadash, you got goblins.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, I have 2 daggers. Good. I'm gonna attack the one closest to me with a dagger.
Roll to hit.
Oh, wait, why did it roll the damage dice? Okay. Well, if it hits, it's a 3. Um,
No, no,
hold
no.
on.
It's the plus whatever next to the weapon thing.
Oh, the checkbox.
So when you go to actions, it says like hit/DC plus something. You click that one.
I'm not seeing it.
Actions. There it is.
Actions.
Tab over to actions.
Okay. No, that's unarmed. Dagger. There we go.
Waiting. An 11?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Also does not hit as you
Okay.
throw out your dagger and it clangs against their
No, I'm not
shell
throwing it.
armor. No, you're throwing it out. It's just a
Oh.
way I'm saying it. You
Okay.
kind of
Well, bonus action. I will attack with the other dagger in my other hand.
okay.
2-weapon fighting. It's not gonna hit. Jesus Christ.
You do not add your ability modifier to the damage of the bonus attack unless that modifier is negative. But you crit failed. As
Nice.
what level armor are you wearing, by the way? Leather?
It's magical armor.
Ah,
So,
so you're not
mage
wearing
armor.
any armor. Roll a d4.
Well, it's my base armor class is 12.
No. I'm just
It's
asking what kind of
inventory.
armor. You're not wearing any.
Let's
You're
see.
just wearing magical. So roll
Leather.
a d4, please.
Well, I'm wearing leather armor, and then I have mage armor cast over top.
Okay. In which case, roll a. Let me go get my book. Be right back.
Okay.
Let me find the right page here. Where is it? Sorry, I'm looking. Aha, a d8. All right, is everybody there? Roll
Mhm.
Yep.
Kadash. Roll a d8.
You want him to go on a date?
A d8. Oh my god. Kadash. Roll a d8.
I'm rolling D8.
Okay. 6. So, as you pull out the second dagger, it becomes entangled in your armor, and you must spend the next round untangling it. Your
Damn.
AC is also reduced by 1. However,
What?
your magic armor does away with that, so it's not as bad.
So I just have a dagger caught in my armor.
Correct. That you must spend your next round untangling.
Can't I just leave it? Can I just drop it because I have 2?
I mean, you could.
Just leave it tangled up.
You got a dagger kind of tangled up in your armor.
Yeah.
But that's action, bonus action. Anything else?
Nope.
No speech? Since you're alone over there?
I mean, okay.
I'm just
Needs
saying.
a little help over here. I got 2 of them on me.
You'd probably be pretty panicked.
That's a good point.
You always have to consider how your character's gonna react to the situation they're
Yeah,
in.
true.
All right. So you all hear 𝐂𝐡𝐚 kind of yell out as 2 goblins are over there accosting him. Holden.
All right. Okay, he's being assaulted. Group assaulting. You guys can handle this little guy over here. I'll move over to help out 𝐂𝐡𝐚.
Wait, can I speak out of turn?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talking is a free action.
Oh, I haven't played a lot of 5e. I'm sorry.
You're good.
I can run around the building and help him.
Okay. Okay, yeah, you can do
Take
that
all
then.
of their attention, hopefully.
Yes.
If you want to take my
Alright.
place.
All right. Yes, I will do that then. For now, I'll just bow. I'll just shoot at this guy. Yeah, I'll take a shot at the guy in front of me.
That's me.
Well, not you, but like the goblin that I can see from here.
I know. I'm just being silly.
Okay, Mr. Silly Billy.
All right.
19.
Okay, so you pull out your short bow and fire an arrow at this guy, right?
Yes. Hold on. Yes, that guy.
And it hits.
Yay. Damage.
For 9 damage. And it thunks right into his head and kills him instantly.
Wow.
Wait, did it roll?
So they can only take 1 arrow to the head. Pretty much.
Generally speaking, most
Well
people
placed.
can only take 1 arrow to the head.
True.
Oh wait, it rolled sneak attack automatically. I don't have that.
I mean, yeah, it added it together. Pretty cool, right?
Yeah, no, I didn't click on sneak attack, and it just so reduce that damage by 5. Then
Really?
yeah, I don't have a
Sneak attack is weird. You're gonna have to remind me when you have it, because
yeah,
it could be anything.
Because I don't have any allies next to the goblin, so I can't do sneak attack on it. Unless I'm surprising it and it's surprised by my presence. Which I don't think it is, because it wasn't like fooled by the fake charge or anything.
Okay. In which case, no, it's not dead. But you did shoot it right through the cheek, and it's hanging in his cheek, and he's very angry.
Hey.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Actually, I will try and press the advantage then. I'm gonna run up to him. 5, 10, 15.
You still have your short bow out.
I have a bonus action. I have dagger in my offhand. Well, I will pull out my dagger as I run up to him.
Okay.
I should be able to do that.
In order to do that, you would have to drop your short bow on the ground.
Yeah, I'll do that for now.
Okay. So you drop your short bow, run up,
And
and
like
bonus action.
Dagger attack.
This does not include. This is your 2-weapon fighting.
Yes. I believe I should be able to do that. Though the bonus action thing always I always get like the rules for some reason I can never remember them properly.
Yeah, it's a bit funky, but you hit with the dagger.
All right, and that's gonna do. Come on.
You do not add your ability modifier to this damage.
So just 2 damage.
Okay. So you drop your short bow first. I'm going to draw it right here.
I drop my short bow.
Boop.
Need to pick it up.
There it is.
And then you run up to this goblin here and you throw out your dagger and you make a slice with it, and it slices across his chest and starts to bleed. This goblin's pissed, but he's barely alive.
No.
Holden is done.
All right.
It's now a rock's
That
turn.
is it for my turn.
Yay! I will move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 over here, and I'm gonna bonk this guy in the back of the head.
You do it with advantage.
I'm using 2 hands, so it's a D8 plus 4. How do I roll advantage?
Hover over beyond. Okay, so you can either roll twice or you can hold. I think it's shift.
I gotta roll hit first. I'm sorry.
Yeah, roll. Did you just roll damage? Yeah.
I rolled for damage on accident first.
Okay, crit check that.
No, 14.
20. So go ahead and click on the little pink thing that says quarterstaff right there. For the damage. Two-handed.
Hey.
So,
Yeah.
Kadash, you just see Iraq, the old man holding out a quarterstaff, run right up behind you and bonk him over the head. The conch shell that the goblin is wearing shatters to pieces, and he falls over dead.
Thanks.
I killed him!
Yay.
First kill.
Yippee!
Marius.
I feel like McLeod over here. Well, why won't you, any of you, fight me? God. Is there anyone close by I can fight at all, or am I just...
Me, you can help me.
You're out in the open. There's this guy engaging with Holden, and these two are kind of running
Alright,
away.
yeah, I'll help Holden real quick. Let's kick this guy's ass.
Mhm.
Alright, I run up to that goblin and I try to cut him up with my sword to see if I can really get a nice, brutal slash in. Alright, let's see.
Definitely can make it.
Actions.
Yeah, you got 15 tile.
And it's strength, right? Excuse me?
So go over to actions, and it'll like show you your weapon, and then
Oh,
like
yeah.
a plus. You just click that. Also, where are you
Okay, hit-
moving, by the way?
Right here.
You know, if you moved right here, you could get advantage.
Yeah, I meant to move right there.
So you can now roll that attack
Alright.
with advantage.
Alright, how do I roll with advantage here?
So you see where it says beyond 20, you can hover over that and click the gear icon. It'll show you that you hold the left shift and then click the button to give you advantage on the roll. You can also toggle it,
Okay.
but basically just remember, hold left shift and then click the button and you get advantage. But yeah, a 17 hits.
Okay, and then also advantage for damage, right? Or
Nope.
No.
No.
Now you
Okay.
just click the little pink button that says longsword.
Damage advantage is not a thing
Nope.
unless there's a... Yeah.
There's some kind of feature
Okay.
that interacts with it. So
There's some
10
features,
damage.
but...
yeah.
10 damage, fucking A.
So Marius, you run right up, you draw out your sword, and you slice his head clean off.
Nice. Brutal.
Thanks. Who's next?
Brutality.
When he says that, I'll point to... I guess I'll point to that one and say, that one should probably be next.
You still have 15 feet of, or excuse me, 10 feet of movement that you can spend.
Yeah, I'll just start marching up to that guy with my bloodied sword. And I'll kick the head over to that goblin too while I'm at it, just to be a dick. Hey! What face? Catch!
Roll intimidation.
That didn't work. That just pissed him off, probably. I am probably one of the scariest looking guys in the party, and I can't intimidate for shit.
Well, they don't seem to have a very good grasp on the common tongue, and this one's a little distracted, but these two definitely are already beginning to retreat. And this one is going to dash. And this one as well. They leave the encounter. This one, however, seems rather perplexed where he's standing.
Eh?
He's gonna attack Gadesh.
Ah.
With his club. But he's gonna accidentally bonk himself on the head.
Oh,
Oh god, I have to roll my own.
Just straight up bonks himself on the head. That's just great.
He bonks himself on the head and he looks a little dizzy. It's now your turn, Kadesh.
All right. Aim. I guess Eldritch Blast. Or Agonizing, rather.
That'd be with disadvantage because you're in melee.
Well, I don't even need to roll the next one, so.
So you kind of
I
Un-
rolled a 2, so.
you uncomfortably are attempting to kind of fix yourself with the dagger kind of tangled in your armor, and an Eldritch Blast kind of just lets loose past him.
Ah, damn. The dice gods hate me this time around.
We're learning. It's okay. Holden.
all right. Okay, let me. Okay, let me. My guy. 1, 2, 3, 4. Does this count as flanking?
Yes, I'm going to say so.
Okay. All right, now I'm gonna stab this guy, and I also get my sneak. Now I do have my sneak attack.
For
Hey,
sure.
sneaky breaky.
Sneaky
Okay.
breaky. I'm sneaking, eking.
And my rapier. I will. Wait. I have my dagger out. Okay, hold on.
You do have your dagger
Yeah.
out.
I have my dagger out. That's on my offhand. I need to draw my rapier.
Hell yeah.
All right. Boom. Advantage. Roll. 13.
Hits.
Oh, good. Good. That's gonna be 7 damage.
How?
Oh, 7 plus 4, 11. 11 damage.
Ah, damn, boy.
It totaled it for me. How do you kill this guy?
I guess I'll poke him in the back of the neck as he's trying to get
There
Kadash.
you go.
Thanks.
So he
You
lets
go,
out
fucker.
a bellow in his goblin language, and as his mouth opens, you just see a tiny point of metal pierce through his neck. As his
Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah, fuck
Yeah.
that guy.
his cry is cut off, and you just see blood begin to dribble down the point of the rapier as his eyes roll back into his head and he falls over.
Hell yeah.
All right.
And you
I will
flick the blood
retrieve
off.
my bow. If combat is over, I will retrieve my bow before I forget it.
Well, as you're looking about, you see the other 2 goblins have fled for the hills far in the direction, just tearing off.
Perhaps we should chase him.
And maybe. But they might be going back to a nest. I don't know if we can take on a nest right now.
They have effectively left this encounter. Let me turn that off. Boom. As combat is over. Congratulations.
Yay! Okay. Get my
Victory
bow
music,
back.
please. You go and pick up your short bow.
I untangle my dagger.
You untangle your dagger and sheath it. And you're cleaning
Holy shit.
cleaning the blood off of your blades
Yeah.
as you all gain 37 XP.
Whee!
You remember how to add XP, right?
Yes.
Manage, yeah.
So on roll 20.
No, on D&D Beyond, go to...
No, you're right. Yeah,
37.
20.
37?
37.
All right.
We all good? We all got it figured out?
37.
So we should have 837 XP.
Correct.
Yeah.
You're
Hello.
almost level 3. You're very close.
Almost.
Take that, filthy animals.
Random number just texted me, "Hi, what are you doing?"
It was not me.
It's
Send
probably
something nefarious.
It's probably a scam. As silence falls over, you hear nothing but the crashing waves nearby. You hear Farmer Teague, a very old man, missing a lot of his teeth, run out. "Why, thank you! Oh, praise be to Pelagia, you saved me! Thank you kindly." He runs up to Marius and kisses your feet.
Feet, bro?
"Thank you so much," and he shakes your hand, Iraq. "Please, please," and he picks up a rather portly looking hen. "Take this," and he gives it to you, Holden.
Thank you.
Oh no, we couldn't take. We couldn't take your hen.
"I must insist. Thank you for defending me. They was gonna steal me chickens."
Well, how about this? Instead of taking a chicken, you just give us a discount on chicken-related goods in the future. That way, you still have the chicken to make more, to get more eggs and breed more chickens, and you can use it more effectively than we can.
True.
And a discount would be much more helpful because we don't know as much about chickens as you, and you can take better care of them than we can.
He
I have no interest in chickens. I'm a fisherman.
he kind of doesn't quite understand what Kadash is saying, but he kind of lets go of the chicken in Holden's hands and says,
I think he's saying-
thank you."
Yeah, some eggs will be more than enough.
And he's moving over here. And Stefan kind
He's
of
a
walks
simple
up
man.
to meet him, and they're sharing a few words with each other.
He's a kind, simple man.
"Holden, you have a chicken."
Okay.
It's kind of squirming a bit in your hands, flapping its wings, puffing itself out.
All right. Let me find a place to put this chicken on the floor in the chicken coop. I guess since we can't do unless we're gonna kill it and cook it, but I don't think.
Stefan
Be a
moves
waste.
over.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like it'll be a waste.
"You're really not going to give back his gift, are you?"
Well, how about some eggs instead? We'd be able to do much more with some eggs.
Well. Anyway, he doesn't seem to acknowledge your problem.
Okay.
"Marius, that was quite impressive."
All in a day's work.
"As a soldier myself, I can tell a soldier by looking. You've got a good handle on that blade." And he kind of puffs out his massive beer belly.
Oh yeah, what regiment you serve with then? If you don't mind me asking.
"Oh, I'm not in the army. I'm just the local militia's head guard. I'm off duty
Aye.
right now, though."
Well, if your boys ever need a bit of training, maybe I can show you a few things. I'm a professional soldier myself. Served a very long time.
"Funny you should say that, because I was just about to ask." And he kind of claps you on the shoulder.
Well, if it helps improve the defense of the village, I suppose I can't turn it down. But I will ask for a free beer, if you don't mind.
I could
It's
give
a
you
hard day's work.
I could give you a free meal on top of that, my friend. And
Appreciate it.
as you're all speaking, you begin walking back in the direction of town.
Yay!
I might ask if
Are we gonna loot these little creatures?
if you'd like.
Yeah, let's see what they got on them real quick. See if they've got anything. They probably have.
They look like they have
absolutely diddly
comically
shit.
large spoons.
Golly.
Do.
Well, they must be hungry. I doubt starving
How
creatures.
hungry?
How hungry?
I doubt starving creatures are gonna be held off by losing a couple of them forever. You really should track down where they're coming from.
I can't
Lack
help
of
but
resources.
agree on that.
Oh,
It'd
they're.
be useful to know where they're striking from.
Let's see here. 2, 4, 6. Du- 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 12 copper pieces are found spread amongst each of the 3 goblins you killed.
All right, so I guess that's 3
Right.
each.
Yeah.
Well, somebody pick up the cash. I don't need it.
Stefan,
Oh, where's the gold pieces under? I can't remember.
so go to your
Uh,
inventory,
Yeah.
Inventory.
and you'll see on the top
Oh yeah,
right.
the triangle thing. Yeah.
Just click on that. Stefan explains to you all that the goblins themselves are just sort of a local nuisance. No matter how often they kind of seek them all out and hunt them down and kill them, they always seem to just kind of spring up every so often.
Wouldn't it be a good idea just to put up a fence around, like a border fence around his farm then?
A
Well,
moat
we
so
all
the
do.
chickens will drown in.
I mean, like
Have you never seen chickens?
not a
All
moat.
all they do is try to kill themselves all day.
I'm talking about like a barricade kind of fence.
I have a
You know what I
friend who
mean by
raises
raiding?
chickens, and like when they sometimes if there's a lot of them in the fence, they'll like all like group up in a like they'll all group up in a corner and just like some of them will just suffocate each other, like if they're babies especially,
Oh
and
my
they will
God.
die. Like some will just be dead after that.
They're so stupid.
Why do you
They're
think?
cute,
Why do you
though.
think you're never supposed to leave barrels? They will all climb into the barrel and suffocate.
And as you're all discussing this, the chicken in Holden's hands is just like kind of quietly clucking. It seems to have settled down a little.
Aw, that's cute.
It's just kind of.
I'm tempted to get it riled up just to be a dickhead.
I've got an idea for this chicken.
But in any case, we do all we can. We build up some fences. We go on hunting raids. We've killed
Party
a whole.
mascot now?
We've killed a whole score of them over the years. But you know, they're nothing more than pests. I wouldn't worry too much about them. Thank you for my help. For the help.
Mm.
Yes, of course.
In any case, to the father's drink, eh?
Hey,
I want to cash in that favor immediately.
golly. All right, I'm gonna accompany everybody, but IRL, I have to go take a shit, so I'll be RB.
Go
Okay.
do that.
All right. I have sudden plans for this chicken, so I will be keeping it.
Is it now the party mascot?
That would be really
Yeah,
funny.
Houdini's
though.
been replaced.
We can have both. It's okay. We can have
Yeah,
No.
why
both.
not both?
So, you all move back into Littoral now. Stefan, again, explains that most of the time, there's no issue. The local militia is very well trained after many years because most of them are sailors who participate in raiding against the Beargonauts that are encroaching on their territory. But he's more concerned with those that are left behind on the garrison. They're basically whatever's left. For the most part, it is young farmhands that are old enough to wield a weapon, but relatively useless in all other regard, or the elderly who no longer have the stamina to work the fields or go out and fish. They lack that skill set. And so as a result, they're relatively parched on the skill set and training required to hold a spear and don their armor. Did somebody say something? I thought the mic cut out. Hello? Oh, it's my internet. Shit. I don't think people can hear me right now. Hang on. My internet died. I'm going to pause the recording. Basically, I got cut off right as I finished talking, and then I heard speaking, and then it was just all silent. So can you please
okay.
repeat yourself?
Okay, I was gonna say, does this militia have bows and arrows? Is there any in this garrison? There should be.
Oh, yes, yes. Each of them has a longbow and a spear.
The elderly might want to stick to bows. The spears might be a bit too unwieldy if they're that frail.
You've got a good point there. And as you're having this conversation, you move up to the father's drink, where in the stables, now instead of Roscoe Toscobble checking himself in the mirror, you see an assortment, a rather motley crew of the militia in question. It is just as he said. They're all rather old looking. Some of them are so old they're kind of just shaking. They got that shaky Parkinson's. All of the equipment that they're wearing, they've got like a small steel helmet and a little tunic, and a rather large halberd type spear that's they're kind of gripping onto. There's 3 of them. Literally that, just 3 people. One of them looks to be about in his 70s, while the other one is a rather portly man in his early 50s, and another one looks to be about 17, and it just has like this long, scraggly hair and a pimple-strewn face.
I see.
All of them have very mismatched guard uniforms. Like I said, some of them are too big, some of them are too small. But they all have pretty uniform weaponry. And as you're kind of standing here looking at them all, they're not at attention at all. They're just kind of lazing about in the hay. Stefan just kind of clears his throat, and they do their best to just throw themselves up onto their feet and stand into a rough line at attention. Though, like I said, the eldest one, he can't really stop shaking. And
Okay.
the youngest one just kind of seems rather distracted. And
I look to the. I go ahead. Go ahead.
As you're all standing there, you say, wait, me too, as Cliff Curlson moves up. He's not wearing a uniform, but just kind of like a patchwork tunic that looks like it's been painted to look like a uniform,
Shit.
as he stands with the rest of the guard without any weapons. And Stefan just kind of shakes his head. Well, this is what we're working with.
Poor people. That is a very tough sell. Right. Alright, you lot, listen up. I'm going to see where your strengths and weaknesses are. And for those of you who are unable to actually wield weapons properly, if you can't absorb these lessons, you'll only cause problems. You'd be better served helping out elsewhere. For those of you who are able to retain my lessons a little bit and learn something, you might actually be somewhat useful. But I won't lie to you, this won't be easy. So, brace yourselves is what I'm saying. Alright. Now, go ahead.
Cliff Curlson is hanging off of your every word. He seems rather excited. He thinks this is some kind of adventure and that it's not going to be actual work. The other unnamed teenage one looks rather intimidated by you, and the eldest one doesn't even seem to have heard you. I guess he's hard of hearing. And the middle-aged one does his best to go, aye, sir, whatever you say. He doesn't seem rather interested. He doesn't seem very optimistic.
Thank you! I yell right in the guy's face.
Huh? What?
Am I boring you? Would you rather go home?
Well, I'm only saying, there's just the four of us. All the able-bodied ones, they went off to fight the tribes. We don't get much.
No kidding! But you still got a home to defend, don't you?
From the occasional goblin attack. They're pushovers.
You don't underestimate goblins, mate. They are bloody clever. You'll find yourself inside a goblin's stomach, you keep up an attitude like that.
The youngest one kind of mutters under his breath, that'd be a big goblin. He himself starts to shake as well, kind of like the older man, who, at this point, he's like, what's that, sonny? And he kind of holds his hand to his ear.
I then approach the older man. Are you able to hold this spear properly?
A spear? Yeah, I've got a spear. And he kind of holds it out, looking rather impressed with himself.
And then I look to Stefan and I just motion him over.
Yes, Marius? He walks up to you.
I want to see if you know how this man wields a spear, at least. I want him to be able to at least be able to thrust his spear properly for about 5 minutes. If he can't do that, I can't work with him. If he doesn't have the stamina for combat, he ain't no fucking use. You hear me?
Oh my god, who's laughing over there?
I understand.
Weirdos.
I'll go set up some hay dummies. And he kind of moves off from the group. The rest of you are welcome to either watch this or join in at your leisure.
I can help them train with quarterstaffs.
I mean, we'll need to figure out what weapon best serves which one. Yeah, I agree.
Well,
That's
I
actually
mean,
not a bad idea.
do they have farming tools? If they have
Of
farming
course they
tools,
have
they're
farming
fine.
tools, yeah.
But then they have weapons.
_𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐭 has no weapons, and he kind of realizes that Iraq is there, and he's trying not to make eye contact with you. But the others have just very long-handled spears and longbows.
Not much I can do to help train them.
Well, if the spear is too unwieldy, you could just shave it down into a quarterstaff and train him that way.
Or if your spear head breaks off and all you have left is a shaft, I
Exactly.
can show you how to appropriately use your shaft in defense and offense. Come on,
I feel
guys.
like everybody here would be much better served with a short sword, but we'll make do.
So this will cut to a montage version of what's going on.
Yeah, montage.
Push it to the limit.
Uh,
Walk along the razor's edge.
very much a Rocky 3 situation. Was it Rocky 3 or Rocky 4 where like half the movie is like flashbacks and montages?
That was Rocky 3, I think.
Yeah. Or Army of Darkness, where Ash trains all the village people to do that one move, which helps in the final fight.
This is my boomstick!
You're like, you pass the morning well into noon and a little bit into afternoon, training and drilling the four of them. Cliff, very quickly, since he has no weapon, Iraq, you just kind of hand him a quarterstaff. Do you actually indulge Cliff, or do you kind of wring his hands for not, showing up to help you to fish that one morning?
Nah, I'm not gonna hold it against him.
Cliff, rather plucky and excitable young man, only about 19 years old. He wants some kind of life of adventure, but finds the village life boring. He notices your forgiveness and chooses to not disappoint as you hand him a rather long stick that could use well as a quarterstaff and listens carefully to your teaching. Marius, as you predicted, the old man can't quite balance himself very well on that long spear. The weapon
I
is
wanna
not
see-
suited to him.
How about his longbow? Is he able to do anything with that? I would probably try to switch to that first before maybe given one other option before telling him he can't be here.
Okay.
I want to see if we can get some use out of him.
You just a montage of you kind of yelling out drills as they each kind of run around, they test their endurance. That middle-aged one who isn't quite built for it, he's very overweight. He isn't quite up to the task, but he doesn't really give up, is one thing you notice. He has a sort of inner willpower to keep going. The youngest one took some convincing. He kind of had to get in his face. He cried once. That was a little embarrassing, but once he did, he it's boot camp shit, you know, where you break him down. And
I mean, my character was basically almost like a camp prefect.
exactly.
So, yeah, this is perfect for him.
He finds kind of strength in the team that he's with. The old man, you're very surprised because even Stefan kind of speaks up and he's like, wow, I'd never even known. He pulls out that longbow like it's nobody's business. Any distance, doesn't matter, right on the money.
Whoa.
So we found what he's good at.
I've been shooting squirrels and rabbits most of my life.
Right, you'll be all long distance archer then. Perfect.
That's that.
I
You
just
gotta
simply
speak up.
laughed. You'll be our long distance archer then.
No, that's nice. That's nice. He seems to have interpreted it differently. But in any case, he seems well off. Iraq, you kind of
He's got the spirit.
you do what you can to teach them close quarters combat. Obviously, you can't teach them everything you know in a scant few hours, but there is the basics, right? Prowess.
You got guts, old man.
Is Prowess AFK? He might have stepped away.
Here.
Hello.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
He's here.
You might have cut
Hold on.
off. I didn't. If you said something, I couldn't hear you.
Nope, I'm listening.
Okay. Holden and Kadash, you're either watching it
Spectating.
bored or
Yeah.
okay.
Kadash is gonna go to the town library.
Do you know where that is?
I asked for directions.
Does he tell us where he's going to the town library? Do I know?
I mean, I tell everybody.
I'll actually follow you then. That was... I'd almost forgotten about my desire to go to the library.
Oh my god.
Yep.
So Holden, you take your chicken and you walk back into town.
Oh, I
You
guess I
scared
should.
chicken
I'll
everywhere
leave the chick. I'll go to Iraq. I'll say, you know what? You're my volunteer. I expect you to take good care of this chicken, and I will leave the chicken with Iraq for now.
Iraq,
I do not ask if he wants
Want-
it.
you
I
have
don't
a
want
chicken.
this damn chicken.
As you're saying that, Holden's like already walking away with Kadash.
Yeah, yeah.
Iraq,
Okay, then.
you now have a chicken.
I guess this is my chicken. And it being my chicken, I suppose I can do with it what I please.
Oh no. So,
It's my Pokemon, Batman. I can do what I want with it.
Not chicken.
Kadash and Holden, you move about the town, asking where the local library is. Everybody else just kind of looks at you funny, like, library? What you talking about? We don't have a library.
Then what do you read here?
We don't have time to read.
There is somewhere that has collective information of the town. There's no way. There's no sort of archives or anything. I refuse to believe it.
Well, there's the town hall, but we just go there for meetings. The local reeve
All right.
might have some paperwork, but just paperwork. I don't know about any public library.
Was there a private library? Perhaps a scholar?
I don't
we
know
can pay
anything
it?
about that.
How How am I supposed to do research when there's no library?
What do you want, Sonny?
Who deals with stuff like folk tales or stories of creatures? Anyone have books like that?
We mostly just speak amongst ourselves. What do you mean by creatures?
I heard someone talking about something called a flump. I was wanting to see what that was.
They kind of looks at you funny. I ain't never heard of that.
My guess is some sort of magical creature mabob thing. And this is still all in the salty sailor voice, by the way.
Yeah, you're good. I know you're doing it. I guess maybe Gwyn at the Father's Drink might know something, but other than that, no. I'm just a humble fisherman.
This town is so uncultured. I don't
Hey,
say that. I don't
watch
say
your
that out
mouth.
loud, by the way.
Watch your damn mouth.
Yeah, you didn't hear me say that. I didn't say it out loud.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. Out of character. No, I'm just kidding. So, he directs you to Gwyn, which you know to be the female tiefling who bartends at the Father's Drink.
Okay, I guess we're going to the bar after all.
You circle back. As you're circling back, you see two people approaching through the crowd who look rather colorful. One of them is dressed in very fine silken robes that drape all the way down to his feet. And he has his hair tied back in a long top knot. He looks rather old. He's got I don't know how else to say it, he's got a long Fu Manchu mustache.
Yeah.
He looks kind of like
Chinese.
Jason Eason. And standing next to him is a rather well-built specimen of a man. Very large and much taller, very bulked out. He has dark caramel skin, and he's draped in nothing but animal furs and bone charms, hanging off of hooks that are attached to his lower lip and chin. And he's carrying what appears to be a spear of tribal design with various feathers and designs painted on. Strangest of all,
he seems strong.
Yes, he's very well-toned and muscular. He's not wearing anything other than a loincloth and animal furs draped over his shoulder. And he also has a top knot, though this one is braided very differently and has like bones sticking in and out of his hair. Strangest of all is that these two people who are obviously, evidently travelers are traveling together and speaking amongst each other in a strange tongue you are not quite familiar with. And they approach you. Good day, gentlemen. I was wondering if you could point me to the farmer's market. We have a stall set up there. The older-looking man in the long silken robe speaks to you. The much taller, much more well-built man with the spear just appraises you all carefully.
Oh yes, of course, the farmer's market. It's right that way. See, it's the one with all the market stalls. Can't miss it. Who are you looking for?
Like I said, myself and my associate here, we have a stall set up. Perhaps you know me? And he kind of gestures out with his hand as if to gesture to himself.
Do I know him?
You don't recognize him.
What do you sell, sir? Or let me actually do the voice for once.
Okay.
I love being a normal human person that can talk like a normal human person.
What do you sell?
Well then, he gives a very low bow. My name is Arpan. I am from 𝐂𝐡𝐚. I am from the free nations of Ket, specifically the nation of Hunan. And we sell the finest silken robes and animal furs. This here is my associate, 𝐂𝐡𝐚𝐭. And as he gestures to his associate, the tribal-looking man throws a fist to his chest over his heart. And then, with that fist, he presents it out, palm up, before you. I am 𝐂𝐴𝐚 of the Fulani. Yes, yes. We are traveling companions, you see.
What? Well, it's a pleasure to meet ye.
And that as well. Are you locals of the Litoronel?
I'm just
Yeah.
a visiting
Yes,
fisherman.
yes, I
Well,
am.
he is.
And
I'm just
these are
visiting.
my guests. They are from out of town.
I'm
Ah,
with you.
and do you sell the local delicacy as a here called the giant crab, yes?
Yes.
Oh.
I do not, no. But my good friend down at the market does. His name is Jason. You'll see him there. He's
Jason,
got quite the haul.
can you give me his directions to his store? I would like to partake in his goods.
Yes, of course. Actually, we were about to head back into town ourselves.
Oh, you're outside the Father's Drink at the moment,
Yeah.
which is on the outskirts of town.
True. But I never bought any boots, and I wanted leather boots. I totally forgot until now.
I mean, we can
Yes.
we can rewind it and say that you did, and just subtract the silver if that's okay.
Okay, yeah, that works. Because, I mean, I'm wearing sandals, I'm assuming, and I'm going on a journey. And I'm like, I don't want to wear sandals on a fucking cross-country journey.
Perfectly fair.
How many silver was it?
It was 10 silver. Yeah, you're good.
That's all my silver.
Ooh.
I am broke.
Hey, I mean, that means you got to take some jobs, like
Hey.
protecting some dragon turtles, you know?
Nowhere to go but up, baby. But yeah, I bought
Nothing weighing you down besides the new
Right.
boots you just bought.
Shit, he looks fly though.
my
𝐂𝐴𝐚 kind of looks at you as you speak like that.
Oh my god. Well,
I didn't speak like that.
You do speak like that. That was in character. That is your accent now.
I give him directions to the stall.
Many thanks, my friend.
Oh yes,
It
yes,
is.
of course.
Arpan and 𝐂𝐴𝐚.
And Lockheed Martin. Got it.
I'm not going to dox myself. That's how you spell their names. Very different walks of life, the both of them. And yet,
Oh my god, I spelled those totally wrong. I was doing it phonetically.
very different walks of life, the both of them, but both from 𝐂𝐡 and both working together as traveling merchants.
Man, Ket must be huge.
Like I said, almost 100 nations.
Yeah.
That is a lot.
And
Man, why are we here in this dump when Ket seems so great?
Hey, this is not a dump. This is a normally peaceful small town. Okay?
you like the quiet life, you know?
Yeah.
I guess.
But
Well, I haven't had a chance to go to Ket yet, so.
it is quite expensive for outsiders. I believe you must buy a permit. And most people
Permit.
Most people cannot afford it, or they cannot pass the tests. You must be literate to travel about 𝐂𝐡. And you
Oh,
must be there
that's
to
easy
buy
for
and
me.
sell.
Also easy.
It is a merchant nation of merchants.
Sounds like a lovely place.
Of course. If you should ever go there, you should stop by Hunan. You see, we Hunanites and the Fulani tribe of which my associate 𝐂𝐴𝐚 is from, we've once fierce rivals. We would encroach upon the sacred burial grounds.
And now they're friends.
They would attack us. Yes, of course. But
Seem to be good mates now.
through diplomatic agreement, we settled a long rivalry after many years. So now we share in all profits. It is a law in Hunan that any traveling merchant must travel with a representative of the Fulani tribe. And Erlaki nods as if to reaffirm this agreement and say, "This is so." It's like a very deep, rumbly voice. Let me spell those out as well for you guys. There you go. In any case, many thanks to you. And if you have any want or need for animal furs, fine silks, you shall find them at our stall while we are here. Though they go for quite a price, I should know. And they bow again and go on with their day.
Hell yeah.
In any case, the training continues until well past noon, and you, Stefan, Marius, I'm getting all these names out in my head. Marius,
Yeah.
after many hours training, you realize you have taught them all that you feel is necessary for them to know. They've been whipped into shape, as it were. Cliff, halfway through, gave up and just decided, you know what, I don't know if I want to be a town guard, and just kind of wandered off. But the other three,
Do you know if you even want to do anything, boy?
I want to
Yeah, I
be
don't-
an adventurer.
You can't be a guard. You can't be an adventurer. What
You want to be an adventurer? Well, the
Yes.
first step to being an adventurer is staying alive, and how else do you stay alive in a dangerous world than learning how to fight?
Or learning how
Get
to
back
run.
here, boy.
Yeah, I get
Chase
to see
after
a
him.
rock chasing him around with a stick.
I'm really fast, by the way.
Cliff,
yeah, and if he can't get away, then he can't run away.
Cliff,
Prove him wrong right there.
Cliff says, or he says that he's like, or if you know how to run, and he tries to run away, but Urok overtakes him basically immediately.
It only works if the enemy isn't faster than you. And very often they are faster.
You give him a good talking to. But in any case, Stefan approaches all of you and he says, "Now then, with that work done, how about that drink and meal?"
That sounds good to me. Make sure that they stick to their assigned weapons, too. I don't want any sudden last-minute changes. They've been training with the weapons they're comfortable with.
I'll keep it in mind. And a thank you as well. And he holds out his hand to
Aye.
shake.
I shake his hand.
I'll remember your name. It will travel well in these parts. And you step into the Father's Drink Inn. It's about midday, so it's relatively quiet at this time. But you do see Gwyn, the red-skinned tiefling with one of her goat-like horns shaved down to a stub, polishing a glass, mostly just to look busy, as she sees you all walk in. "Oh, welcome back."
Ben,
Good
good
to
to
see
see you.
Aye, it'd be good to see you.
"Who's this? I don't recognize you." He looks at Kadash.
I dispel the disguise self. I make sure nobody's looking at it. I dispel the disguise self from my face, then I reapply it before anyone notices besides her.
"You know, good sir, despite appearances, Littoral Nell is very isolated. We seldom get anybody from Sikaram coming here. I'm sure
Well,
you'll be fine.
It'd be better safe than sorry.
Believe me, I know very well, perhaps even more than you do.
For some reason, I do not doubt that.
She is a
Uh,
tiefling.
huh?
She is a tiefling,
Yeah,
and unlike you,
I was sarcastic.
that is definitely something
A lot more
far
obvious.
more obvious and difficult to hide.
Yeah.
And yet, she exists openly, tending to a very popular bar. In any case,
True, true.
Stefana orders up a round, says, "I'm buying," and gives you all a very well-deserved meal and drink.
Good.
Nice. So I'd like to ask her if she knows anything about flumps.
Flump? What's a flump?
I've heard it's some sort of magical creature.
Magic
I'd describe it
creatures.
based on.
And you assumed me being a tiefling I'd know more about that?
No, I didn't assume that. I was told that by someone else. So they assumed I was just going off of what they said because I figured they knew you better than I do.
No,
Don't worry, he's looked around other places first.
I'm just janking your chain. I figured I'd make you squirm for a bit there. No, I understand. So you have questions, and like her voice lowers a bit. Questions with regards to the occultic?
You could say that.
Well, I tend to keep my hands clean of that nonsense, but I do know some people. If you'd be willing to go a bit out of the way, then I could introduce you to them. You seem like a relatively trustworthy lot. You're openly suspicious, but Sycamore's put a good word in. And I trust her with me life.
Well, I appreciate that.
Well,
I'll make sure to make sure you know that your faith is well placed.
if we need not waste time, we can go right now. I'm very well aware of the appointment you must make with her later tonight, and if you'd be wanting to meet with this contact, as it were, then we should probably head out once we're finished here.
Be a good idea. We can ask more about our charges as well.
What was that, Holden? And she gestures over to you.
I was gonna ask if you don't mind, could I tag along for this?
Well, I thought I was inviting everybody.
Yeah, I didn't plan to exclude you.
Mm-hmm.
Iraq and Marius are included on this conversation. She wasn't
I
like
figured it was implied.
I'm just listening. I'm just listening.
just
These guys are
nursing
getting
your drink.
invited somewhere, and I'm like,
Though I must stress absolute secrecy with this contact. He doesn't like word spreading around about his whereabouts nearby.
Absolutely.
Mustn't speak a word of him. Okay?
Mom's the word.
Of course. I will zip my lips closed.
Gwen spends a long time looking at Marius as she's saying this.
I quietly nod my head.
She
She's oddly targeted.
looks at you a little longer. Lets out a sigh. All right, then. Let me clean these up for you. And she takes all your plates away and your drinks and begins washing them out. Giving you about 10 minutes before heading out.
oh
Alright.
boy.
This is all news to Iraq and Marius.
Yeah.
What 𝐂𝐸𝐻 is bringing up, by the way.
You get as much.
Marius, you recall that night you had in the keep in particular.
Yeah. I'm trying to see if I can piece things together here. Because keep in mind, I also don't have my notes anymore.
Oh well.
Because I got ratted, remember?
Yeah.
Rat.
As a quick recap, you got told a fake ghost story. You saw 𝐂𝐸𝐻 walking around in the keep. You followed him. You ended up encountering a ghost of your father that was a shadow that tried to kill you.
Use the force, Luke.
That was Iraq, specifically.
That's me.
But Marius,
Iraq.
we're going to keep saying that every time we say Iraq, aren't we? Oh my God. But Holden and Marius specifically had to fight a shadow of their past that's plaguing their thoughts. Marius in particular felt a little inspired about fighting forces beyond the grave.
Yeah, I remember what I saw. I remember. Yeah. I remember now. Yeah.
You fought
And
He
I'm just-
remembers.
Yeah, that was not good. But yeah,
Wow.
no, and then I'm gonna gesture over to Gwyn for a second.
Yes? What do you need?
I just tell her to lean her over. I just tell her to come closer.
She kind of puts her elbows onto the bar.
You and me will talk later. There's something you're bothering you, I guess.
I'm sorry? And she kind of tilts her head.
Never mind.
Uh,
You just
okay.
looked like you had something you wanted to tell me.
Well, we tieflings live a rough life, and it's quite a story how I ended up getting here, but it's also overly long, so I won't bore you with the details. Maybe
Got
if we...
plenty of time.
well, maybe if we get to know each other a little better later. But don't worry, we just met. She kind of gives you a wink and moves back to washing the dishes.
I just give her a grin. And then I look back to the others. Right.
She's wagging her forked tail as she's
Uh-oh.
doing the dishes
Uh-oh.
Wow.
and finishes up and puts on a cloak. Right then. I walk fast, so keep up. She moves out of the father's drink.
Very.
Well, let's go then, guys.
Why'd you say uh-oh?
Who?
Whoever was saying uh-oh.
I don't know who said that.
Was it Proas or...
No.
I didn't say anything.
Oh, it's Hellbeard.
We're all
No,
gonna,
I didn't say
He
anything.
didn't
Well,
say anything.
we're all
I heard
gonna
someone
just...
say uh-oh.
It's the voices. It's the voices.
It was Proas!
Uh-oh. Alright, let's follow her. I'm gonna follow her at a normal speed with my normal human-sized legs.
Everything good, Proas? What's up? Did you want to do something?
My normal human-sized legs. Unlike some people here.
I got it. He's actually a changeling.
Yeah, oh god, where's the flamethrower? Mac wants the flamethrower, guys.
So, as Gwyn steps out of the father's drinks, she puts her hood up as a way of concealing her horns, but obviously can't conceal the tone of her skin, which is just pure ember red. But she does manage to hide her tail underneath her cloak as she moves about the outskirts of town until you reach the northern end and start moving by all the farmlands. You see far off in the distance, Farmer Teague. Iraq is just kind of clutching the chicken underneath one arm.
I was about to ask.
As you move further beyond that, there's a small forested area just a little bit ahead. It takes about an hour once you're in the outskirts of town. And then, once you reach a certain point, Gwyn moves off the beaten path onto what seems to be a small deer trail, which heads downhill. Once again, she hasn't slowed down at all, or really said anything to any of you. Do you engage in like any sort of small talk on the way? Kind of exchange amongst yourselves?
Yeah, engage in small talk with the others and Gwyn, just to get a sort of feel of the place. I'm not gonna RP it out because I am a little too tranked out over here.
That is okay. I got a feeling that was the case, and so I'm just kind of moving us along. If that's all right with you guys.
Yes.
Yeah. Won't be like
We will
this
move.
next
We
time,
will
by the way.
follow.
You literally caught me on like the 3rd day of of me taking this med, so yeah.
Drugs.
You're good, man. You're good. So, after another 15 minutes of moving along this unmarked deer path, you come up to a small stream, and just on the edge of that stream is a shack that's been built out of makeshift wood.
A shack. Not another shack.
A small
I would make-
shack.
I would make a pun, but now's not the time.
It is not as small or as makeshift as Iraq's, but it has been made by hand, and it looks like it's been here for a
Wow.
very long time.
Wow, I've been mogged. I've been absolutely
Mhm.
mogged by the DM with my
A bigger shack.
Oh man.
Yeah, bigger, nicer shack. Okay.
This is the place. She moves up to the door.
You versus the shack she tells you not to worry about.
Man.
She gives a rhythmic knock on the shack's door. Everybody roll perception.
Ooh.
Roll perception. Active perception.
An active perception check.
Click, 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 click.
Ooh.
7.
So Marius, you can and Holden,
Son of a bitch, the dice hate me today.
you hear
Can't see shit.
Gwyn whispering with another voice, just barely audible. A strange language you don't know. Or you might know. Let me check your sheet.
I know common Elvish, and I can't thieves. Thieves can't.
Okay.
Oh
Damn
my-
it! If only I would have noticed, because I have a spell lets me translate the literal meaning of any language.
Beep,
Okay.
beep, beep.
Underwritten.
P10.
You're pissing? Is Proas pissing? I think he is.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's take a brief break because I want everybody here for
Okay.
this. Let me pause
Yep, I'm good.
Oh.
and get ourselves started here. All right, and we're back. We're now the little light is red now.
All right.
Are you chewing?
That picked up. Yeah, I've been munching on carrots
I have like,
for a while now. It just now
Dude,
picked up.
I'm having some really top tier fucking lasagna, so I feel you.
hell yeah. I'm gonna go get pizza.
Chauffeur's lasagna.
I'm gonna go get
Oh,
pizza.
dude, no,
Texas.
this is actual like authentic American Italian lasagna. This guy's like a
Nice.
3rd generation Italian American,
Oh fuck yeah.
and he makes some
Nice.
fucking good lasagna.
Well,
Okay.
I hope so.
So moving on. Those of you who can hear it, you hear Gwyn whispering with another voice from beyond the door in a language you don't understand. And eventually you hear the clicking and unlocking of several locks, like at least 10. And then the door opens into a very dark room. Unnaturally dark. There are no light sources within.
Some might say magical darkness.
You're not sure. And Gwyn looks to you all and gestures in and says, well then, let's go. And she steps inside ahead of you.
All right. I will follow. Is the chicken afraid of darkness?
It doesn't seem to be aware of anything that's going on. It's just silently clucking to itself.
It's got no thoughts behind those cute little eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Head empty.
So Holden heads in first. Who's next?
Mhm.
I'll go in.
Holden, then Arak. Who's next?
I'll go in next.
Then Kadash and Marius leading up the
Yep.
rear. As you all step inside this small shack, you close the door behind you. The darkness begins to pervade all around you. But unlike the darkness that you experienced the night before, this pervading shadow almost seems to drape you like a nice blanket. And your eyes begin to adjust as you are in a relatively nondescript room with no furniture. But ahead of you, On the far wall is another threshold with no door and a staircase that leads down deep into a basement level below.
Is it a spiral staircase?
It is a straight staircase.
Oh, still cool. Like 7 out of 10, cool. It's still good though.
Oh, I hear any bloody cultists chanting this time.
I can't hear you. What?
I'm gonna turn
Say that
it.
again.
Well, I was mumbling to myself in character, saying, "If I hear any bloody cultists chanting this time." Excuse me.
As you
Alright.
step
Well,
inside, you realize Gwen isn't there. You're all alone in this nondescript room.
Oh my goodness.
All of the walls are empty. And there's simply this staircase leading further down.
Well, we only have one way to go.
Mm-hmm.
I'll
Onwards and
bring up the
downwards.
front.
Should I light my lantern? Or do we want to keep the dark ambience? Out of respect for the guy who owns this house.
Keep it dark.
Alright.
Okay. Marius, a little bit more tentatively this time, begins stepping down the wooden staircase, your footstep creaking with each one, as you begin to move underground into a basement level. The walls themselves are made up of wood at first, but then eventually they just hollow out until they're nothing but dirt and tree root. And you move further down until it's become nothing but stone. It levels out for about 5 feet before it enters into a large chamber before you, which is at least double the size of the room above you. Out ahead, you can see a small lantern seated upon
Oh.
a little desk that's like a bedside table desk, and a few chairs that have been laid out in this room. Though from the angle that you're approaching it from, the hallway kind of closing in around you, you can't see the full scope of the room, and the chairs that you see are empty at the moment. As you move in forward.
How many chairs are there, did you say?
There are 6 chairs. One at the far end of the wall next to the lantern, and then 5 more all lined up in a semicircle.
I guess I'll sit down. All signs point to sitting down.
So Holden takes a seat on one of the chairs in the semicircle.
I take a seat as well, I guess.
I will see everybody else sitting and also sit.
Okay.
I will very carefully sit down, but in such a manner that I could bolt up to my feet as quickly as possible.
Okay. And that leaves one empty seat amongst you. About 10 minutes pass of nothing of import. The room falls relatively silent. You can just simply hear you can smell the flame candlelight from the lantern. And as you're looking around, you can see the darkest corners of the room are difficult to focus in on. But on one wall to your right, which would be the eastern wall, the one behind you being the southerly wall where the stairs are, is another door made of wood that has remained closed up to this time. As you're sitting there, suddenly, well, not suddenly, I don't know why I said suddenly, gradually, a very strong scent begins to pervade the room. It is not a pleasant scent. It is the smell of rotten eggs and sulfur.
Ew.
Quick, to that other room.
And eventually, as this smell begins to become more pervasive, it almost begins to smell almost like a skunk. It's like that powerful.
Is my mic muted?
What's up? What you
No.
saying?
Oh no, I was just saying.
He said he wants
quick.
to go to the other room.
Yeah, quick to the other fucking room.
So Marius, you bolt up as the door opens and Gwyn steps through.
Oh.
Good, you're all here. And she seats herself down in the empty seat, leaving the door open behind her. In this other room that the door now reveals, you see nothing but darkness.
What's that smell?
Oh, yes. Well, sorry about that. You'll have to get used to that. He isn't fond of that sort of thing.
And then I try to infer what she's saying here.
That's certainly something to be fond of.
I try to infer what she's saying here.
As you're taken a bit aback by what she's saying, she doesn't seem to mind. She's rather nonchalantly sitting in the last empty seat.
Oh, okay, I get it now. Okay.
As behind her, another figure enters into the room. They almost seem to melt out of the shadow, as if the darkness themselves was a part of them, and the light is as if they're coming up from the surface of the water. It is a man who seems to walk with a very pronounced hunch, though without the need for a walking stick. He's draped in several layers of clothing, a tunic and breeches, and an overcoat, though they seem to be long past repair, in nothing but a ragged ruin. And upon his scraggly, balded head is a straw hat that is not quite as big as the fisherman's straw hat that's on Holden's back, but is just enough to kind of cover the top of his head, which is bare of any hair, but not shaven. It looks like he has long, stringy pieces of hair that are just so frail and ashen and non-existent that it almost seems as if the hair unnaturally fell out and the wisps of what's left is just sort of hanging there. Very long, like all the way laying down upon his shoulders. His ears are pointed, though not in a way familiar to you, like with a half-elf or an elf. But they almost seem rounded on one side and then pointing out in the other.
Interesting.
Most notably of all is that he is most certainly the source of his stench. This
Gross.
terrible stench of death. And as he moves closer to the candlelight at the far end of the room to take what is presumably his seat, you realize that his skin is almost a deathly pale and ashen color. And as he speaks, it's like the wind itself, the rattles of a coffin. Very old and scraggly and gravelly. He smiles, and you realize that his mouth is filled with pearly white teeth, very perfectly white teeth. Well then,
That's quite a nice entrance you set up.
well, this is my home. Welcome. If Gwyn has invited you here, then I can trust you. He lays his hands on his knees. My name is Francis. He dips his head. It's a pleasure to meet you all.
Pleasure to meet you too.
Hmm,
Likewise.
indeed.
Well then, you all have questions about the occultic?
Yes. You know what? This could be a bad idea, but I have a feeling it'll be fine. I am going to drop my disguised self. I heard about a creature called a flump. I was wondering if you could tell me anything about them.
Francis seems to give a very knowing smile as you drop your disguised self and lets in a deep breath. A study of the arts. Though not naturally born, I can tell. And you wish to know of this creature called a flump?
That's correct.
I know of this thing. They are common in the Underdark, a subterranean world that's long been the living environment of very dangerous creatures, such as the drow, and the gnolls, and others, perhaps even the Svervneblin. Are you aware of these things? You did
Not-
meet a Svervneblin.
What'd you say?
You did meet a Svervneblin once.
I can't remember what did that look like yet.
They're
What was it like?
they're deep gnomes.
Where did I meet a Smurf Nibbler?
In the bar in Sakaram.
Oh. Yeah. I've met a Smurf Niblin before, but the others don't sound too familiar.
Well, there are those who have been cursed and banished by the dark which they inhabit. The drow, or dark elves, and the duergar, or dark chaos dwarves, are not a friendly sort, but they frequent that realm. The flumps are a much nicer sort. They exist in colonies, moving about on the outskirts of other societies of the Underdark, feeding off of the memories and thoughts of their neighbors. Generally speaking, they're pacifists. Why do you ask this of me, sir? And he's like gesturing as if to introduce yourself.
I had a dream where I met one, and I was wanting to know more about them.
I sense the shade of the inevitable city upon you, young boy.
How do you know that name?
There's a lot I know. I have contacts all over the godless realms, and they tell me such things. But it's a matter of trust, you see.
All right. What can you tell me?
That city exists in a realm all its own, and occasionally it is visited by dreamers such as yourself. I stand to think that the source of your power is what drew you there. But I would need to contact an expert to tell me more. Still, you are all here in confidence. And he draws his attention away from Kadash for a moment. Which stands to reason that you all seek to benefit from knowing me now, yes?
True. I do have some of my own questions.
What is that?
Oh, what were you saying? I heard someone try to give out an
I can give someone else a turn, so I'm not dominating.
Okay.
I can wait to come back around.
Yeah, and then I'll go after you.
Yeah. Got some more specific stuff, but let you guys do your things first.
I guess I'll say, I don't want to put you into a too difficult of a position, so I won't ask too much of you. But would you happen to know of anywhere I could go, any possible maybe perhaps clues or trails that would lead me to some more magical knowledge? It could be a tome, perhaps. Anything of the sort.
You seek to further your studies as well, though the art does not come naturally to you.
Yes, it's...
I see. Well, it's reason enough to assume you have fast hands and faster reflexes, yes?
Yes.
Which is to say that you do not mean the normal channels, that is, the nations of Ket, or the libraries of the grandest cities of Arkelos. And most dangerous of all are those sacred and scattered tombs amongst the glass sea of the great Sphinx Kingdom. It would take strangers and travelers of greater skill than you all to go those places. But, well, the great Tower of Learning burned long ago, so there is no longer a centralized knowledge to call upon. We clutch upon our knowledge carefully. We are an ignorant race, living in an ignorant time. We've been deprived of our power, but there are organizations that I know of who have great bastions of knowledge that they hold ever secretly, if but they are inducted. You, good sir, and he looks at Marius, I have a feeling you know those of which I speak.
Oh, you cut out. What did you say? When you said that, you said you're talking about you. Yeah, sorry.
He was mentioning secret magic societies, and then he looks at you and says, I think you know the ones about that I'm referring to.
I might. Yes.
Well, I
He's
certainly
holding
don't.
out on me.
And then I'll go on to explain what I know. You'll need to break it down for me, Ahmad.
I lost my notes.
Yes, I did lose my notes.
So I'll go ahead and just say that Marius, you recap the entire experience with the fortress, the keep.
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna explain. Yes, that's the one that I was gonna ask a question about. Was the Dark City? Yeah, if you don't mind me doing that instead. Well, yes, but maybe there's something you can explain to me then. What these things exactly are. I'm sure you know.
Kadash's gonna kind of mutter out loud the name Latherna.
Yes, That is the name of it in their tongue. It's known by
Lathurna.
a great many things. Yeah, let me type it. Some
Wow,
call it the Fortress of Memory, or the Inevitable City. All manner of artifacts and knowledge, long since banished, are kept there. Secrets of the known universe. No one knows how to infiltrate its walls or its realms.
So that's what I saw. I thought I saw something else, like the Realm of the Dead, is what I saw.
I think
He
I've
laughs.
been there and died there many times.
So I did see the fortress. I did see Lathurna then. That's what I saw.
I look very confused at what he
Ahmad.
said about
Fra-
being there and dying there a bunch of times.
Yeah.
Francis,
I'm gonna-
he does like a coughing laugh and says, "They are one and the same. Dreamers are able to witness the death as they transition from the waking and living to what is beyond for them. That is a belief held in some lesser-known circles."
I'm going to ask Mr. Matchman.
Francis, and you have not
Francis.
introduced yourselves either.
I am Kadesh.
Holden.
Wasn't much opportunity to, mate. Marius Skyblood.
He nods to himself. Strong names, telling names.
I'm Myra.
Um,
I wish nothing from you, nor have
So Ahmed,
Gained from-
OOC. So that fortress I saw, that was Lathurna then. That wasn't like the Realm of the Dead.
Francis is telling you that they're synonymous.
Okay. Gotcha.
But yeah, I rock.
Yeah.
Excuse me, that was me.
okay.
Nice.
So,
That's
do
Sorry.
you know either the names Seamus or perhaps Phlogistock?
These names are not familiar to me, Kadesh.
All right.
I think you meant Samus, but you forgot how to pronounce it.
Samus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you said Seamus, and I was like,
Okay.
I
Do you
don't
know Samus?
That one, though. That's a tricky one. He is a very powerful creature.
Creature.
Yes, an entity of sorts. The way I hear it, he had once plagued the lands far to the south of here. What is now known as the Shadowlands. He had terrorized, but had since been banished. By who or what, I'm not sure. But
Okay, and
in our tongue, they are called the End and the Death.
what? The what death?
The End and the Death.
The end of the death. Oh. And then I'm going to recount to everyone the following that I just discovered.
Will you also
in my
share,
state.
as best as to your knowledge,
Hmm.
basically everything that happened in
Yeah.
the dream? Okay, so
Sure.
you can go watch the VOD. I'll just recap it here.
Okay.
Kadesh woke up in a very bizarre city that felt very out of time and place. Geographically, it made no sense, and it was like a large labyrinth. He met what he described as a flumph, though it seemed almost like a specter or a spirit of one that claimed
That's-
himself. What's up?
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of thinking now that he was dead.
He was chased by a strange presence known as Samus before being saved by what he now knows to be his patron, Phlogistock. a strange flump-like creature. And let me just show you what he looks like here. I need to find my thingamajig. Here he is.
Do I have it? Okay. Because I have the picture of the tower, but I don't have the picture of Floggerstock.
This is what he looks like.
How do you do that? How do you just share something?
So you
With
click.
the share button.
You gotta click on the thing. It'll open up a little thing, and it says "Show to Players" in the top right corner.
He's kind of silly looking, but he's a nice guy.
Spooky.
He's a floating jellyfish who farts to move around, but he levitates
Yes.
as well. And he also has a top hat and monocle,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I made sure to mention that.
and he speaks with a Cockney accent. He was really delightful.
He was quite the odd character, but delightful.
He helped you infiltrate the Tower of Letherna, which matches the description of what Marius briefly glimpsed, where he met various strange, numerically
Entities.
distinct guardians, all guarding certain areas of this tower. He went into a long hallway, he went into like a great study, and then he went to some catacombs and then a tomb
And then
of one in particular.
is anyone gonna mention the sleepwalking thing? Hint, out of character.
Yeah, Marius will bring up the fact that he saw you sleepwalking through the littoral Nell Keep.
And the phrase I kept repeating.
You kept muttering
Yeah.
about the numerical characters.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, and also Francis will look to Iraq and say, I understand. I know where you are from, Iraq. Your monastery is known to me. Though knowledge, as they say, is power, though best not wielded in ignorance, yes?
What
You are
use-
wise.
Oh, I didn't want to interrupt him. I didn't realize he was still speaking.
No. I tend to speak in long pauses very dramatically, so I understand if you accidentally cut me off. That tends to be a thing that happens, and you're totally fair.
Okay. Iraq continues to say nothing.
There is wisdom in not wanting to seek things from me, for you have only just met me. It is understood. Though you have the confidence of your friend Gwyn here, of your safety. Whatever knowledge I share here is only the safest sort. Dangerous arcana is for those who wish to brave the darkness further, and he gestures to the door. And that I cannot grant to everyone. And he finishes and kind of puts his hands back down onto his knees and nods to himself.
Wisdom can only be gained by living through circumstances. It cannot be given. Whatever's through that door is something to be experienced.
Yes,
Experiences cannot be given. They can only be received.
of course. Though, I'll take it as a compliment you don't realize I am far older than I look. And he chuckles to himself.
You look very old, friends.
Well,
Oi, mate.
He does.
he looks 2 steps in the grave.
That must mean he should have been already 10 steps past it. Based on what he's saying.
And Holden's like chewing on his mixed nuts as he's talking.
Yeah.
Oh no. Well, you act great
I'm
for your
snacking.
age.
Meanwhile, the rest of us our stomachs are growling.
The chicken's
can only
kind of
hope-
wandering about.
I can only hope to be so nimble and articulate
I'm hungry.
at that age.
Yeah.
Right, this is a definite elbow to the stomach, cut that shit out moment.
Like,
But to me,
Yeah, to you.
okay.
Still,
Rude.
Is there anything else you'd like to know? Would you like to venture deeper?
I would like to know.
What do you? Yeah. What do you mean by? What do you mean by that? I guess
I
I
would-
should
I would like
continue.
to know how we get these lovely turtles to survive
yes.
to adulthood.
Yes. What can you tell us about the dragon turtles? That'd be
Guys
very useful.
completely forgot our main objective right now.
That's y'all main objective. Okay, I live here.
Hold on, I need to type something. Because
Alright.
one of our players is a little tranked, and I forgive him.
Can't help it.
There
He's
you
an
go.
EP guy.
He's very eepy. Dragon turtle as well. Funnily enough, they're less dragon and more turtle. They hatch just off of shore and must make the journey into the waters beyond, dodging predators.
Mhm.
I believe that many will try to kill them, for they are very precious.
Sort of predators. Are we talking birds or people?
Yes. He nods his head. Or crab. But as to their dietary habits, well, probably nothing more than fish. I'll be honest, I have never been asked about dragon turtles before. That's a new one. So many people here in the Nell are already quite familiar. You must have been brought here by Sycamore, yes?
That would be correct.
Mhm.
She is known to me, though we haven't really spoken much. Gwyn here, the younger, she's sort of like a go-between. Many people are aware, but seldom seek me out as you have. In any case. Was that all? And he looks to you all again.
I have a couple questions, actually.
Yes, of course. Proceed.
When I looked upon that fortress, I couldn't help but feel a sense of revulsion. Something wasn't right. And that may seem obvious, but it felt almost, I wouldn't say evil, but just something out of place. Something that shouldn't be there.
He lets out a hiss of breath. You're right to be concerned. Most people, even those with the gift, and he gestures to Kadash, should never experience witnessing Lithirna in their waking lives for their entire lifetime. It is a long distant thing. Some older, more superstitious types, they may see it in the bouts of dementia when their time on this earth is waning. But you lot, no, it is rather strange, unnatural. And he nods in confirmation.
I get the feeling this won't be the last time we see this either. I'm a man of the world. I've gone around the world many times over. And I know when I'm being put on a hook. Is there some way to fight against this?
Of course. Of course. Those with the right knowledge and training learn to combat these horrors.
Are these people exactly? If you'll pardon my questions.
There are ancient orders that have erased themselves from history, existing in the shadows, keepers of secrets and lore. They still exist, keeping a watchful eye.
Then mayhaps I could seek them out. Because what I saw that night, I don't think this will be the last time I'll be seeing it. And I want to be less than helpless. More than just a helpless against this darkness, whatever it is.
Yeah, and
I may be a layman, but I know when I'm outmatched.
and then Kadash chimes in. Yeah, and I'd rather not die repeatedly again next time I'm there.
You may find later on in your travels that death is more of a gift. And he chuckles to himself by some unknown joke. And he stands up. You can hear the creaking of the wooden chair and his own bones rattle as he now stands above you all. If you mean to find this knowledge to better arm yourselves against the horrors of the dark, I must see a solemn promise in you all. Though you seek it out, you each are complicit in a way. And he looks at each of you in turn. I have to see your strength.
Strength.
I ask you this one final time. Will you go further? And you sense like a foreboding in his voice of imminent danger. This is like
Yes.
your moment of yes no, basically.
Oh, I
You
need to
take
ask
the
him
red
another
pill?
question.
Will you take the red pill or the blue pill?
Yeah.
I was just about to do a rabbit hole analogy, actually.
Yeah,
Can
we're
I
all
ask him something before saying
yes.
yes or no?
Holden.
Yes. For me to go further, would this be of my own ability, or would this be someone else pushing me, forcing me to go further without any of my own power?
Whatever power you gain is yours to wield by whatever means necessary. But it is ultimately your choice. You are in command of your own destiny, and I can only proceed with your consent.
All right, I will stand up and accept then.
And he looks at each of you.
I'm sorry, the mic cut out for a moment. Would you say?
He's looking at each of you appraisingly. So Marius, Holden, Kadash, both.
Once you've already gazed in the abyss, there's no going back. One way or another, I'll be pulled back in, I'm sure.
And you, Iraq, you are tied least to these three. But will you plunge with them?
I suppose. It couldn't hurt.
I have faith in all of you. May Paylor guide you all. Now please, wait here. And he gestures to Gwyn, who gives a subtle nod and moves back up the staircase. This is a test. It is dangerous.
Did he basically just say, "May God have mercy on your souls"?
Basically.
Mm-hmm.
As he's moving towards the door that moves further down. And he's saying, as like behind his back, "This is a test, and it is dangerous, so do prepare yourselves." As he closes the door behind him. And Gwyn walks back up the stairs and closes the door, leaving you all alone in this dimly lit room by yourselves.
Mm-hmm.
You have a moment to prepare yourselves.
I'm gritting my teeth and I'm just remembering exactly what was drilled into my head with training and just as well as just steeling myself with all of those horrible situations I've faced before.
How's the chicken doing?
The chicken's waddling about the room. You could have Gwyn take it with her if you'd like.
That
Yeah,
might be a good
I want the
idea.
chicken to stay here.
Yeah, I trust Gwen with the chicken. I think it's
Wait.
a good idea.
Do we want the chicken or no?
I want the chicken to stay.
Leave-
I'm very curious as to what the chicken does here.
I mean, I want the chicken to be safe, personally.
I am very curious as to what happens to this chicken if it stays here.
What if it dies?
More knowledge to us.
What? Poor chicken.
But think, what if it doesn't die? What if something happens with this chicken?
I feel like this is a... You know, I'm not going to say too much because I want to see where this goes too, but I feel like Ahmad might be tearing his hair out right now over this chicken.
I like the chicken, but it's totally your prerogative how you want to treat the
I
chicken.
am in favor of keeping the chicken in here, and I'm very curious.
I'd prefer we didn't, but it's his chicken, so...
It's the party's chicken, remember. We did earn this together.
Which means you must put it to the vote then, right?
I vote we have the chicken stay safe with the nice tiefling lady.
I say we leave the chicken here.
Yes.
It's my chicken. It was given to me.
Okay, there's 2 votes for give. 2 votes for keep, 1 vote for give. We need a tiebreaker.
All right, Hellbeard.
We're determining
the
whether or
tie-up.
not the chicken
I say
stays in the room.
No, I say we just have the chicken go with Gwyn.
Oh.
Okay. What, Gwen? What do you think? Gwen will be the tiebreaker.
Or we
You want
flip a
to keep the chicken with
coin.
you?
No, Gwyn's gone, remember?
I think there's something special about flipping a coin here.
Gwyn
Okay.
flips a coin.
Yes. I will bet on heads.
You guys, she's like looking at you all like, you guys are a little sadistic, aren't you? That is tails.
Fuck.
Yay, chicken safe.
All right then. And she picks up the chicken and walks out of the room. All right. Can you all see where we are?
We made that big a deal of a chicken. We're so screwed.
Now, a dark silence moves over you all. About 5 to 10 minutes pass, and you wonder what this test is as you're all seated here, bracing for whatever dangers Francis seems to have in store for you.
Is that other door still here? Like it's still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's locked, like enclosed. Francis closed it behind him as he passed through it.
Okay.
But then you hear the sound of the creaking of wood, of the stairs, and a weird clattering sound as the door begins to slowly open up. And bursting through it, you see, draped about in rags and dripping with blood and viscera, the empty eye-hole sockets of a skeleton as it clatters and clambers into the room.
A skeleton.
It rises up, a rusty short sword, and bears itself down on you. Everybody roll initiative.
All
We're
right.
so sorry, skeletons. You're so misunderstood.
Zap.
Oh.
Where did it go? There it
See?
is. Initiative.
Yeah, make sure you select your token.
Whoop.
Yeah, whoop.
Whoop.
Well, I never selected my token first.
Whoopsie daisy.
I reckon I have the same initiative.
Yeah, but I forgot to select my token first, so.
Rip.
Rip indeed.
Hold on a sec.
Hey, it's better this time.
I accidentally closed a tab that I was supposed to have open.
Oop.
So give me like, I don't know, 2 minutes for me to fucking get it back.
Okay. I'm gonna go pee then.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm so hungry.
I'm considering we call it. If we're up for that.
I think so. I
Yeah,
wanna
it's
eat.
fine.
Like right as he left. I know, right?
I'm having fun, but yeah, I'm really hungry.
No problemo. Okay. Things
Very late.
selected.
Because I had like 4 powdered donuts today, and that's it. Coffee.
Bruh, you should go eat.
Yeah.
All right. Fucking who am I missing? Who am I missing? Oh, Marius isn't in there. Whoopsie. Let me add this. Put a 6 down. And that is where we'll start. So a skeleton bumbled into the room and it's rearing up to attack you.
I feel like that's a good cliffhanger, though. Honestly,
Yeah.
leave it on.
So I'll go ahead and leave it on that and stop the recording.